like we are good to go.
Nice. Good to hear.
Good to hear. Of course, our pregame show is brought to you by Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital, the official sports medicine provider of the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks. As we are about 2 minutes away from official broadcast time.
Brisk fall evening here at Noble Hall Field.
Feels like football.
It does feel like football weather. Fall foliage on the ground across the way.
Yeah, it has. The foliage. Super Joe. 1 minute away from official broadcast time. It's going to be a breezy evening.
Might have to get you a paperweight. You ever had a paperweight?
It's been a while. Been a while. I'm surprised they don't make those as much anymore. "20 seconds. And welcome to Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside the Wim Dog, Jim Wimmer, and Super Joe back in studio as we are getting ready for Thunderhawks football. As we're getting close to the end of the regular season, and it will be a rivalry matchup between Grand Rapids and Cloquet. How you doing tonight, Jim?
Doing great. Excited for this game. Should be an excellent matchup here tonight. A lot of implications here tonight with this one.
There is, and we'll get into those as we go deeper into our pregame show. But if you are watching via our YouTube stream, again, our pregame is brought to you by Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital, the official sports medicine provider of the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks. As we look at the field, again, some of the foliage, as Jim has said, is across the way on the track. Cheerleaders are out on the field. The team for Grand Rapids has gone to the shed. Cloquet is to our left in the end zone that says Grand. They're in that kind of that far corner, and you might be able to hear the wind. Wind kind of almost blowing directly in to the press box here, so we'll see if that kind of plays a factor tonight with any of the wind and the chillier temperatures, Jim. But regardless, this should be a pretty good matchup tonight.
Yeah, on paper, it looks like a great matchup. Did we say both teams 3-3 coming in?
3-3.
So, yeah, this one could be real important, and kind of a crosswind here tonight, blowing off Lake Superior. I think they have a lot more wind in Duluth tonight, and as we're looking at the radar, a lot of rain south of us. So you were in North Branch last week, and probably good thing the boys aren't in North Branch tonight, because looks like they're getting some rain down that way.
So some cloudy skies, but no precipitation to speak of as the band is making their way onto the track. It is senior night. It is the last home game of the season. And again, one of our last YouTube streams of the year, too. You never know what might happen in the section playoffs depending on what happens. We're kind of working on that. But you want to continue to keep listening. The band is taking over the track, I've seen it, so they're moving some things around out there. But we are going to get things rocking and rolling here before too much longer. And, you know, Jim, I got an opportunity to catch up with Coach Spahn this week and talk about this game. Talk a little bit about where the team's at as we are gearing up towards some seeding in that section. And so we'll catch up with Coach Spahn here in just a moment. And so keep listening as you're listening to Thunderhawks football on 1320 AM, 93.1 FM, and KOZYradio.com. Thank you, Super Joes. We are continuing on our YouTube stream. The band is going to get ready to play here pretty soon here, Jim.
Yeah, coming off another clean sweep at their last competition, I'm hearing. So, band making us proud down south at their last competition. I see they came out on the track and they had to back it up.
They did a little bit.
Yeah,
so
they're so talented. They can pull a reversal if they have to.
Quite a few folks coming into the stands here in Grand Rapids tonight.
a spattering of spectators across the way from Cloquet. Yeah, we've always been so blessed on having such good support here locally with all of our sporting teams.
Looks like Grand Rapids is almost ready to take the field. And you can see the American flag as they will run out onto the field with it. In fact, we might just show you that.
Adrenaline is starting to get flowing there for the boys right now as they're getting ready to take the field. There's not hardly a better feeling than taking that field with your buddies.
And here they come.
Looking sharp tonight, and they're all blacks again. About ready for our national anthem here. After the sportsmanship song. Super Joe knows this song.
He does. He knows it very well. If you want to tune into 1320 AM 93.1 FM, and you can listen online at KOZYRadio.com. You can hear Coach Spawn talking about this game, Jim. And, I mean, we talked a little bit off air about it. Coach Spawn basically said, mistakes, got to clean them up. He said the team's in a pretty good place right now. However, the turnovers and the mistakes continue to set them back a little bit. He's like, kind of different every week, but they work on it every week. And he says, you know, if they can play a clean game, they can basically beat anybody out there. But it's you know, sometimes says cliche, but it is the truth.
Yeah, Coach Flex says the ball is the game.
As we are getting ready for your national anthem, this color guard is entering the field. Well, that was a fantastic rendition of the national anthem.
Yeah, one of our talented choir members here, Grand Rapids High School.
Tear. Sounds good, Joe. And if we could get another minutes of ads on our radio broadcast after the interview with Coach Spawn, that'd be great. I missed 30. Maybe even another minute to Mr. Joe. Ten four. And welcome back to Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer, Super Joe back in studio as we are getting ready for Thunderhawks football versus Cloquet. It's time to get fired up as the Thunderhawks have just gone through the starting lineups of their seniors. We'll bring those to you as they are just breaking their huddle. Cloquet across the way. And I tell you what, Jim, is the fans have started to fill the stands here at Noble Hall Field. As the intensity is going to build up, we're going to get this thing kicked off underway again. Our pregame show is brought to you by Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital, the official sports medicine provider of the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks. And I'm getting ready here.
Yeah, you're starting to feel the intensity build. I know the guys down there, they've got the adrenaline flowing. Senior night's big night here. And I know that the boys don't want this to be their last home game this year. So they'll be putting everything they got into this one tonight.
As Coach Spahn talked about, the winner of this game could very easily solidify that home field for the first game of the section playoffs. And so this is going to be a high-stakes game. And again, our pregame has been brought to you by Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital, the official sports medicine provider of the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks. But we are just about ready to kick things off from Noble Hall Field. And our first quarter is going to be brought to you by Rapids Roof Truss on our YouTube stream. Again, you can check that out at Rapids Radio. And you are listening to KOZY, home of Thunderhawks football all season long. And as you can see on our YouTube stream, and as we will bring it to you, Cloquet is going to kick this one off from right to left, be fielded at the 30-yard line for Grand Rapids, and cutting up towards the 35 and just shy of the 40-yard line is going to be the Thunderhawks.
One of the upbacks, look like Connor Keith on the return there.
And so we'll go through those seniors for Grand Rapids. Number 4, Devin Kinkle. Number 12, Jamin Freilich. Number 15, Jake Trombley. Number 19, Morgan McLeod Carlson. 28, Gavin Forrest. 32, Riley Toivonen. 39, Connor Crummy. Number 44, Sam Longoria. 50, Joe Berg. And we'll wrap up a few more of the seniors after this first play as Grand Rapids will line up. 1st and 10. And crossing the 40 is going to be Freilich, and he will have a short gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down, and some more of those seniors is number 55, Gavin Moan, number 56, Ben Harker, 67, Andrew Kotke, and number 80, Aiden LeBon are your seniors who are announced as starting lineups for your Thunderhawks on senior night. Grand Rapids in the all blacks, the black bottoms, black tops, orange trim down the legs, orange on the shoulder pads, orange numerals, black helmets, Thunderhawks logo on the side. And they will hand this off Trombley, and he will be just about a yard shy of the 1st down. Again, Grand Rapids moving from left to right. We are at 11:04 first quarter, 0-0 ball game. Thunderhawks versus Cloquet.
Trombley hitting that hole so fast there and falling forward nicely like he does, just a yard short of the 1st down.
Some of your starters for Cloquet. Number 1, Jack Battaglia. Number 2, Blair Chartier. Number 3, Warren Heidela. Number 4, Carter Horvat. Number 7, Cooper Elena. Number 13, Wyatt Preto. And as this next play will be underway, we'll go through some more of those as they give it to Trombley inside, and he gets into Cloquet territory.
And Trombley carrying people for a few extra yards there. Great second effort.
Some more of your Cloquet starters. Number 30, Emmett Prosen. Number 41, Drew Angle. 55, Dane Mason. 59, Broderick Wilson. 64, Jarrett Kroll. And that concludes your starting lineups as we are now into Cloquet territory. 1st and 10, ball at the 41-yard line of Cloquet. And this will be Kinkle. He hands it inside. Trombley is going to break out left side, and he'll be tackled right at the 40. And so good defensive play there by the Lumberjacks.
Yeah, good penetration by their defensive front. I think a lot of that game is going to be settled tonight here in those trenches. Early on, that first series there looked like, or that first set of downs, Rapids doing a good job of moving the Lumberjacks. That play looked like Lumberjacks with some good penetration.
Lumberjacks are going to be dressed in those dark purple bottoms, white tops, purple numerals, and the dark helmets. And Grand Rapids lines up. 2nd and 8 at the 40. Kinkle's under center. He pitches it right side. It's going to be Freilich. He's trying to find something, and he is going to be tackled quickly as he crosses the 40. And it will be now 3rd down for Grand Rapids. 9:06. We are just in your first quarter of play. Again on KOZY and on our YouTube stream for Rapids Radio. You can watch all the action on a perfect fall football evening. Senior night in Grand Rapids as Kinkle comes in from the sideline with the play.
Really good pursuit by Horvat, the linebacker for the Lumberjacks there on that play as we were looking for something to set up there.
So 3rd and 8, 2 receivers to the left. They hand it inside, though. That's Trombley, who's going to just about break out. Shoestring tackle by the Lumberjacks. But that'll be, we'll see, that might be just shy of that 1st down.
They might have to measure this one, Marcus.
As that's super close. The tip of the football right at the 31-yard line of Cloquet. And they're saying that's a first down.
Yes. Yeah, looks like just the nose of the ball. Once again, Trombley with great second effort, just exploding through that two-hole there.
So 1st and 10, Grand Rapids at the 31-yard line, 7:55, first quarter 0-0 ball game. Thunderhawks break the huddle and come up to the line. 2 wide to the left, 1 to the right. Wing back to the left, fullback, Trombley behind Kinkle. Kinkle rolling left, option play, still going, he's going to pitch. Trombley has it, and that's going to be Cloquet doing a really good job flowing to the football, and they will get the stop from maybe no gain to a very short gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down for Grand Rapids.
Yeah, really good pursuit there by Lumberjacks stringing that play out.
Again, this game brought to you by Lakes Gas, Great Clips, Specialty Construction Services, Itasca Reliable Insurance Agency, Dale's Auto Body, and Deerwood Bank. Now running the I set with twins to the right, 1 to the left. We're going to have a whistle. We might have a timeout, and we will. We'll have a timeout, Cloquet, and so we'll take it with them. 6:59, we're in your first quarter of play. Grand Rapids will have a 2nd and 10 from the 31-yard line of the Lumberjacks. When we come back, as you're listening to 1320 AM, 93.1 FM, and KOZYRadio.com, and the YouTube stream.
Still fans coming into the stands here.
And our timeouts this game are going to be brought to you by S&S Meats. Had an S&S hamburger just the other day. It's delicious.
Home of Stanley.
Home of Stanley.
I saw some people parked along the side of the road getting the kids' pictures taken with Stanley the other day.
Welcome back to Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids, and coming out of the timeout by Cloquet, and our first quarter on our YouTube stream brought to you by Rapids Roof Truss. 2 wide to the right, 1 wing, and the fullback. They give it to the fullback, Trombley. He's going to have a hole up the middle. He's to the 20 and nearing the 15-yard line, and that'll be a first down for the Thunderhawks.
Left side of the line doing a great job opening a hole there for Trombley, and then just such great vision by Trombley to find that extra gap and get those extra yards. Trombley starting out real nice here tonight, Marcus.
Grand Rapids up front, winning that battle in that middle of that defense for the Thunderhawks, that offensive line, creating some plays as it's now 1st and 10. Ball is on the Cloquet 16-yard line. I said it's a pitch to the right side, and it's going to be Freilich who's trying to get to the edge. He's to the 10. I think a flag has come out. He gets really close to that pylon, but we'll see what this flag is going to be.
Yeah, just never liked flags down in this area, and it looks like it's going to be a holding.
And it will be a hold against Grand Rapids, and that'll negate a pretty good play call by the Thunderhawks. But if you heard in our pregame with Coach Spahn, that's really something he was talking about, is those sorts of mistakes, especially down in crucial areas. They've got to get that cleaned up as the postseason is approaching very rapidly. And with 6:25 first quarter, 0-0 ball game. Grand Rapids has the football. 1st and 20 from the 26. Under center is Kinkle. He's going to hand it inside. A really good play and trying to break out to across the 20. And that's Freilich again, who's getting some carries early on in this ball game. Gets down to near the 15-yard line. And kind of really quick inside handoff there and shot straight up and then got near that right side. And that'll be a good gain. Gaining back quite a those yards on that penalty. So it'll be 2nd down and 9. Ball at the 15-yard line for the Thunderhawks.
Yeah, Freilich showing some patience there, letting his block set up. Found that extra hole, and then he hit another gear, was able to explode for a few more.
Big set in the backfield. They hand this inside, and it will be Trombley, I believe, who gets the carry inside towards the 10. Oh, now it'll be third down for Grand Rapids. So 3rd and 3 from the 10-yard line.
Thunderhawks doing a great job of knocking off a couple of chunks there to negate that huge penalty that knocked them back to 1st and 20.
Kinkle lines up, Trombley's behind him. Then they have the two-back set with Thiel and Freilich in the backfield. They hand this inside. Trombley, I think, just trying to power for that 3 yards, although Cloquet kind of came up big inside. And this might be a 4th down play. It will be. So 4th down for Grand Rapids. What do they elect to do here? And it will be 4th down and 1 yard to go from the 8-yard line.
And I don't see the kicking game coming out. Looks like they're going to go for it here.
As Kinkle comes in from the sideline. They will line up on a 4th and 1 from the Lumberjacks 8-yard line. 1 wide to the left, 1 to the right. Typical double wing formation, fullback behind Kinkles, who's under center. Thiel goes in motion across the top. Now he'll return back to the right side. Kinkles sets, and they will hand this to Trombley. They meet him right at the point of contact, but I tell you what, he's a big, strong guy, and he just powered through that contact for a 1st down, Thunderhawks.
And that second effort against by Trombley, he just tell you what, he's hard to stop. They slowed him down there after about 1 yard gain, and then he was able to put forth that second effort, pick up another few yards. Now they're looking at 1st and goal.
So 1st and goal from the 4-yard line for Grand Rapids, moving from left to right. Kinkle under center. Since Thiel across the top, pitch Thiel left side. He's trying to break out, and he will, and almost spins out of the defense of Cloquet into the end zone, but stopped just shy of the goal line. So it'll be 2nd down and goal for Grand Rapids from inside the 1-yard line. Ball on the far hash, and you can see it in between the goal line and that 1-yard line.
Yeah, just coming up short. Thiel doing a great job of finding a hole there, and looked like he was going to walk into the end zone, but Cloquet Lumberjacks said not yet.
Not yet, as it's now 2nd and goal from inside the 1. Kinkle will take it himself, and a touchdown, Thunderhawks, and they are up first. And with 3:05 first quarter, it is 6-0 Grand Rapids.
And that interior, that offensive line just moving those Lumberjacks back. They did not have an answer to that push. Great touchdown there, great quarterback sneak by Kinkle, who will be holding this extra point.
And so they line up for the PAT. Snap is back, and kick is up, and it is good.
Toivonen once again on the kick.
So with 3:05 first quarter, Grand Rapids leads 7-0, and we'll take a quick timeout as you're listening to Thunderhawks football on KOZY 1320 AM 93.1 FM, KOZYRadio.com, and the YouTube stream.
What's the time, please?
3:05. And we are back at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids, and the Thunderhawks have taken a lead, 7-0, with 2:58 left to go in the first quarter. And that was a fantastic drive. Boy, they chewed a lot of time off of that clock, marched it down the field on their first offensive possession, take it in for a score, and now we will see the Cloquet offense for the first time tonight with 2:58 first quarter. Again, Grand Rapids leads 7-0. And if you are watching our YouTube stream, again, our first quarter brought to you by Rapids Roof Trust is Cloquet. Comes out with a 2 wide, so Twins to the left, 1 back in the backfield. They stand in the gun, motion, and 2 flags come out quickly against Cloquet, your quarterback Heidela.
Movement by the offensive line there.
And it'll be 1st and 15 if Cloquet not exactly the way you wanted to come out and respond.
Absolutely not. That's Coach Spahn was talking about this, and I'm sure Cloquet coaches would say the same thing, that penalties, turnovers, big plays, those are the things that really hurt.
So it'll be 1st and 15 for the Lumberjacks, moving from right to left. Ball at the 20-yard line, their own 20. Now Heidel's under center. 2 backs in the backfield, 1 to the right, and they hand this inside. And boy, some heavy hitting out early. Spahn getting in there and making a stick, as well as some other Thunderhawks defensively. And it'll be 2nd down for Cloquet.
The defensive line of the Thunderhawks just doing a great job of standing up that offensive line for the Lumberjacks and give those linebackers and defensive backs a chance to move up and gang tackle there. Absolutely nothing there for the Lumberjacks.
So Heidelin now stands in the gun, 1 to the right, 1 to the left, kind of a wing or a slot to the right. And they hand this right side, and Grand Rapids is into the backfield, making a big-time stick. There is the Thunderhawk defense, number 50, Joe Berg, coming up and making a stand.
Chartier there on the carry for the Lumberjacks. He's having a nice season for them red, but that one didn't work out as Joe Berg penetrating in there and pulling Chartier back for a loss on the play.
So ball is now on the 16-yard line of Cloquet. 3rd and 17. Minute 39, first quarter. 7-0 Grand Rapids. And Cloquet lines up, Twins right. Slot to the left, 1 back in the backfield. They're going to fake the handoff and back to pass and throw, and it's complete. And getting up across the 30-yard line. And I think that was Wilmot, number 9, at quarterback. And gets it complete to number 4, Horvat. And just going to be across the 30, and it'll be 4th down. I would anticipate the punt team will come out. Gain quite a few of those yards back. But it'll be 4th and 3, ball at their own 32-yard line with under a minute to go in the first quarter. And Cloquet lines up to punt. Have a different punt formation that's shifting guys around, pointing. Maybe trying to create some confusion for Grand Rapids. It's a high snap. Are they going to fake? They're going to fake this, and they throw it. Will they be able to get there? And they do not. That'll be a turnover on downs. Grand Rapids defense does not bite on the fake. And they will be able to take over 1st and 10 inside Lumberjack territory.
Yeah, the Lumberjacks pulling all of their bodies over to the left side there with a big shift move, and then they tried to go against that shift, go back the other way with that fake pass, fake punt pass there, and that did not work out. Thunderhawks doing a great job of sniffing that out, Marcus.
It was almost the same design play just from the punt formation that they ran the previous play on that pass play, but this is going to be Kingle back to pass. Right side, he wants to steal it. Oh, if he just catches him in stride, he might be taking that. Saw him kind of run a wheel route off that right side, and boy, if he hits him running, he is going to potentially take that one to the house, but the clock will stop at 28.9 seconds in the first quarter, 7-0. Grand Rapids with the lead.
Really nice play there of Kinkle just led Thiel just a little bit much there, and Thiel just not able to get underneath it. But, man, they had it all set up there.
So Grand Rapids will now have its 2nd and 10, ball on the Lumberjack 32. Everybody tight inside. Kinkle's under center, and they might have just got Cloquet jumping across. His guys, even defensive line over the football, comes across, and you can see the frustration. They kind of hit themselves on their helmets, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty against the Lumberjacks. to set up Grand Rapids with now a 2nd and 5.
Rapids with that all that shifting they do, and I'm sure Cloquet has scouted it and talked about it all week, that we got to keep this in mind, and that's why I think you saw the defender there slapping his helmet. It's like, geez, I knew that was coming.
2nd and 5 from the 32-yard line of the Lumberjacks is going to be Kinkle. He's rolling to the right, going to be pitched. Freilich trying to cut up, and he breaks 1 tackle, breaks 2 tackles. He's trying to swarm out, breaks 3, 4 tackles, and finally he's hit hard, though, as he keeps spinning around. But, boy, he was very slippery on that play. It'll be 3rd down for Grand Rapids.
Yeah, Freilich doing a nice job of cutting back there, finding a seam, but finally the Cloquet defenders caught up to him and made him pay there, but ended up with a decent gain on that play.
And so that'll be the end of the first quarter, as time has expired after 1, and it's 7-0 Grand Rapids. And we'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back for your second quarter of plays. You're listening to Thunderhawks Football, 1320 AM 93.1 FM, KOZUIRadio.com, and the Rapids Radio YouTube stream. Thank you, Super Joe. As our second quarter of play will be brought to you on our YouTube stream by Hibbing Chrysler Center.
As the Thunderhawk cheerleaders being introduced here by our good friend Sheldon Willis on the mic. Lost the cap to my water, so I will keep it on the floor now.
We're at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Linda alongside Jim Wimmer and Super Joe back in studio. As we are starting your second quarter of play, it is a 2nd and 5 from the 27. Kinkle is going to hand this inside Trombley, who gets up to near the 20-yard line. Not quite. We'll see where they officially mark this. He's close to a 1st down. And I believe they're going to signal it, and it will be a 1st down for Grand Rapids as they move the chains.
Trombley once again doing the bulk of the work there on that carry, and able to get the distance needed.
And your second quarter on our YouTube stream brought to you by Hibbing Chrysler Center. As Kinkle's under center. Again, the 2-wing set. Everybody's tight. Trombley behind Kinkle. Kinkle sends Steele over the top, and he's going to keep it himself. As Kinkle, he finds a hole off the left side of the line, and he'll just about juice through, but gets up to the 10-yard line. And that should be another Grand Rapids 1st down, and it will be. It should now be 1st and goal from the 10. 11:26 second quarter. Grand Rapids already up 7-0.
Kinkle with a really nice fake to Trombley on that. Attracted a lot of Lumberjack attention and was able to free things up for him.
Kinkle under center. Trombley behind him. 2 backs in the backfield. They fake it to Trombley. Kinkle's going to go off that left side again and just about have the end zone. He'll be stopped just shy, but they're finding some holes off that left side of the line. Doing a pretty good job for Grand Rapids. And it will be 2nd and goal from the 2-yard line. Ball is on the near side hash.
Yeah, and once again, that fake to Trombley attracting so much attention and giving Kinkle some openings there to pick up some good yardage.
10:40, second quarter, 7-0 Grand Rapids, but they're knocking on the doorstep here. And they will hand it inside Trombley, and it will be a Grand Rapids touchdown.
Trombley goes in standing up on that one. Just a really nice job by that offensive line on that drive.
So 13-0, Grand Rapids leads, 10:33 second quarter. And they will line up for the PAT. Kinkle sets to hold. Snap, down, kick, up, and it is good. Grand Rapids now leads 14-0, 10:33 to go in the second quarter, and the Thunderhawks are in control early. And we will be right back on 1320 AM, 93.1 FM, KOZYradio.com, and our YouTube stream.
Owen Racine on that kick. Rapids continuing to alternate the place kickers on the PATs. And now Toivonen will kick off.
Welcome back to Noble Hall Field, and it's going to be a little squib kick that swips through the Cloquet up man. And good special teams play by Grand Rapids as they kick this one off, now leading 14-0, 10-26. We are in your second quarter play, our second quarter on our YouTube stream, brought to you by Hibbing Chrysler Center. And we also want to thank, on the radio side of things, Grand Rapids Public Utilities Commission, Ray's Sport Marine, Nooches in the Corner, CarQuest, Lake Country Power, and Northern Star Co-op for bringing you Thunderhawks football. Cloquet moving from left to right as we are in your second quarter of play. They trail again 14-0. They'll have it first and 10 ball at their own 27-yard line. Under center will be the Lumberjacks. And long count, and they hand this inside, and they're going to have one of the bigger runs we've seen. Well, they haven't had a whole lot of offensive possessions here. So one of their better plays so far is Heidela takes that one up the field to near a first down. The flag comes in kind of towards that point of contact, and they are signaling that this is going to go against Grand Rapids. Are the Lumberjack players. We'll see what the call is.
Yeah, it appeared to come in on the tackle.
Personal foul face mask, so that'll be 15 yards. And now Cloquet is in really their best position they've been in all game, as Grand Rapids has kind of controlled the possessions here early, but with 10-19 second quarter, 14-0 Grand Rapids, Cloquet will now have it into Thunderhawk territory.
Well, if we see it, we'll see if the Thunderhawks can stuff them up here a little bit.
Cloquet hands this inside, breaking one tackle, and Chartier short gain on the play, and it'll be second down for Cloquet. Ball on the near side hash, and second down and 9. Ball at the 48-yard line of Grand Rapids.
Really good pursuit on the backside of that play by the Grand Rapids defense.
Cloquet under center. 2 to the right, 1 back in the backfield. Tight right side. They're going to hand this inside and just trying to power into the teeth of that Grand Rapids defense is Cloquet. And not a lot of teams have success doing that, but Cloquet kind of trying to stand up and play physical, and Heidela will have a decent gain on the play. Sets up a third manageable for the Lumberjacks here. So 9-13, second quarter, 14-0. Grand Rapids leads, but it'll be 3rd and 5 from the Grand Rapids 43-yard line. Under center, Wilmot. And he hands inside, now bouncing off of that Grand Rapids defensive line. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Hayden Lofstrom in there as well as some
Lofstrom,
of the other
Lofstrom
Thunderhawks.
with really good penetration there, stuffing Chartier and knocking him back.
So it's 4th down and 5 from the 43-yard line. 8:28 second quarter, 14-0 Grand Rapids. And Cloquet keeps the offense on the field. And they'll line up in the gun. Wilmot will take the snap. He'll hand it. Chartier is going to be across the 40. And he'll be close to that first down marker coming near side.
Yeah, this is going to be close.
That's going to be really close. Grand Rapids signaling, but it's going to be really close.
Cloquet
And they're going to get a
well.
measurement. They're going to get a measurement, so we'll see. Both teams kind of pointing
Yep.
in their respective direction. And it's all going to depend on how this ball is spotted. And here comes the chain gang.
Chartier showing really good quickness on that play, able to fall forward and fell forward real close to that yardage marker.
Kind of an impressive run because it was 5 yards, and it seemed like he wasn't going to get there, but he got really close. And they have brought the chains as the ball is on the home side here, so they have to bring the chains from all the way across the field. And Grand Rapids is signaling they didn't get it. They didn't get it. It's a turnover on downs. Grand Rapids stops them just shy, and the Thunderhawks will take over 1st and 10. And that's a big-time stop for that Thunderhawks defense.
You betcha. Big play right there. Grand Rapids now will get the ball back, and if they can continue to get that run game going and knock chunks off this clock like they've been doing, this could really impact this game right now.
Some updates on the games going on our sister stations we'll bring to you here shortly. As Grand Rapids lines up 1st and 10, ball on their own 38-yard line, moving from right to left. Kinkle hands this inside Trombley as they are trying to tackle him around. The football ball does come out. He might have been down. And he's kind of slow getting up his Trombley.
Yeah, he was really taken down to the ground hard.
But it will be 2nd down, Grand Rapids football. 2nd down and 6, ball at the 38. And on 96.9 KMFY, Deer River and Bram scoreless after a quarter. And G&K and Crosby Ironton also scoreless after a quarter. So G&K fighting hard against a very good Crosby Ironton team who, speaking of, beat Deer River in week 1. So some good matchups so far. And we have a good one here, 14-0. Thunderhawks lead 2nd quarter with under 7.5 minutes. Kinkle hands this inside Trombley, and he will be up near another Thunderhawks 1st down towards midfield at the 49-yard line. And I believe they'll spot it almost right at the sticks. And 1st down, Grand Rapids, I believe. Well, they haven't moved it yet, so are they going to say this? All right, there we go. I almost thought they were going to bring it back and say it was 3rd down, but they will say it's 1st down at the 49.
Trombley once again getting just enough there to move the sticks and doing a nice job on that carry. Looks like that big hit on the previous play did not affect him much.
So 1st and 10 from their own 49. Kinkle will roll to the right. Now he's trying to get outside. He gets to the 40. Ball comes out. Ball comes out. Grand Rapids says they regain possession. We'll see. So it's up near a 1st down. And coming out is the Thunderhawk with the football. And so they will have it, and that might almost be enough for a 1st down, but it'll be 2nd down and just about a half a yard short. And so ball bouncing the way of the Thunderhawks, at least so far early on, as they were able to get back on that one. So it's...
Yeah, I didn't see who fell on that ball, who came out of that pile with that, but Cloquet must have been digging at that ball as Kinkle was going to the ground, spit out of there.
So 2nd about a half yard at the 42-yard line of Cloquet. They hand this off and break it free. He's going to go across the 20. It's Marcus Steele. 10, 5, touchdown. Boy, he's got some juice, and he turned it on, and he takes it all the way to the house from 42 yards. Mr. Marcus Steele, congratulations. You have a touchdown, and it is 20-0, 6:21 as we are in your 2nd quarter of play.
Steele spitting out of that scrum there, and once again Trombley getting all the attention. Thiel coming off that left side, found an opening, and he was gone. What was that, about a 33-yard scamper?
42, I believe.
42.
As they kick that one through, and it is now 21-0, 6:21. We are in your 2nd quarter of play, and the Thunderhawks are in control. We'll be back here shortly on 1320 AM, 93.1 FM, KOZY Radio.com, and on our YouTube stream.
That was a big score right there. Marcus staying busy here with all of his duties.
Trying to keep the video updated as we are at Noble Hall Field at Grand Rapids. Speaking of video, our second quarter brought to you by Hibbing Chrysler Center as Grand Rapids now leads 21-0 with 6:21 in the second, and kicking it off from right to left and trying to push forward is the special teams unit of Cloquet. And so Chartier will have a short gain on the kick return, and the Cloquet offense will come out onto the field. And so far, the Grand Rapids defense, Cloquet's tried to put some things together, but the defense for the Thunderhawks holding strong and turning them away each and every time throughout the latter portions here of the first half.
Yeah, they've had a couple of explosive plays, but that's been about it. A couple of decent gains, and otherwise this Thunderhawks defense has been stout.
Cloquet in the gun. It will be 1st and 10 from their own 34. Wilmot's back to pass. He's throwing it. He's just airing this one way up into the sky, and nobody really there.
Yeah, I think that one got away from him a little bit. That was kind of a duck, they call those.
And I guess if you're Cloquet, kind of fortunate that didn't get picked off, as the Thunderhawks were trying to get to it, but it'll be 2nd down and 10. Ball at their own 34 for Cloquet. 6:05, second quarter, 21-0 Grand Rapids. And now they'll be under center. Wilmot with the two backs in the backfield, one spread to the right. They're going to hand this off. And Grand Rapids is there in the backfield, and they are making some plays defensively. Chartier not getting much of anything on that one. And Sam Dick gets up off the ground. He has the ball in his hands, too. And boy, that kid has been making some plays defensively all season long.
Yeah, looked like spawn in on that play as well. Just really nice job of pursuing, and looked like loss of a couple on that play for the Lumberjacks. They've got third and a bunch here.
3rd and 12, ball at the 32-yard line, their own 32, far hash. One receiver splits wide right. Two backs side by side in the backfield. Wilmot under center. He's going to hand the Chartier. It's going to be a reverse play inside. Grand Rapids not biting, though, and they are there, and it'll be not a whole lot going for the Lumberjacks, and it's going to be 4th down and long. 5:06 and counting, second quarter, 21-0 Grand Rapids, and looking to get the ball back will be the Thunderhawks with pretty good field position, you would think, after this punt.
Thunderhawks rush defense just doing a great job of penetrating and stuffing those Lumberjacks.
Snap is back, and it'll be kicked away. Nice punt, though, and it'll be fielded at the 35. This is Freilich coming near side, and now he's across the 50, and he'll be tackled out of bounds up around the shoulder pads, and that is where they will begin their play, is into Lumberjacks territory on a good return by the special teams unit of Grand Rapids.
Yeah, I was waiting for a flag to come out there. Looked like that ended up into the Grand Rapids bench there.
Before he was taken down, but it will be 1st and 10.
Side judge was right there, and no flag.
So 1st and 10, ball at the 43-yard line of Cloquet. 4.5 minutes before halftime, 21-0 Grand Rapids. And a whistle. I believe we're going to have a timeout by Cloquet. And so we're going to keep it right here, as your timeouts on our YouTube stream are brought to you by S&S Meats. And so I will bring that up for you if you are currently watching and listening at the same time. And we also want to thank some of our sponsors for bringing you Thunderhawks football all season long here on KOZY. Grand Rapids State Bank, Grand Rapids Dental Care, First National Agency of Coleraine, M&H Convenience Store, Northland Portables, Itasca Economic Development Corporation, and Benders. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer, Super Joe back in studio. It is a 21-0, 4.5 minutes before halftime. And if you're the Thunderhawks, I think this is exactly how you wanted the first half to go.
Oh, for sure. The time of possession is greatly in their favor, and they're moving the ball here with their run game, and I'm sure it's exactly how Coach Spahn drew it up on paper. This is how we're going to take it to them, and been really effective run game.
As it's 1st and 10, ball at the 43-yard line of Cloquet. They hand it off. It's going to be Trombley, his left side. He's up across the 30, down to the 25, and deeper into Lumberjacks territory. And he doesn't have a whole lot of carries on the night, but boy, every time he's touched that football, he is making some plays.
Yeah, that Trombley is just a workhorse, and that time he found an extra opening as he got into the Lumberjack secondary there and was able to get a real nice gain on that dive play.
So 1st and 10, ball at the Cloquet 28-yard line. Grand Rapids moving from right to left. 2 wide to the right, 1 to the left. 1 wing to the right. Trombley behind Kinkle. Kinkle, ball's on the ground, and he is going to be able to jump back on it. Some miscommunication at the snap. But Kinkle able to keep his head about him and jump back on it, but it will be a little bit of a loss on the play for Grand Rapids, and it appears to be about 2nd and 13, ball at the 26-yard line. 3:50, second quarter, 21-0. Grand Rapids leads.
Kinkle fortunate to find that ball there. A couple of Lumberjacks were right on him as he fell on top of it. So nice job by Kinkle to sniff that ball out and gather it back in.
Kinkle lines up. Trombley right behind him. Split backs behind Trombley. They hand it to Freilich, who's going right side and getting towards middle of the field, and he'll push forward, and he'll have a pretty good gain on the play. It'll set up a more 3rd and manageable down for the Thunderhawks inside Cloquet territory as we're nearing the 3-minute mark in the half. 21-0 Grand Rapids wanting to put up another score. If you could go up 4 scores before halftime, that'd be fantastic if you're Grand Rapids here on senior night, last home game of the season. Regular season, that is. So it'll be 3rd and 6, ball at the 19-yard line of Cloquet. Kinkle under center. He sets and hands it to Trombley, who's spinning, trying to fight for that first down. And he will have enough for a Grand Rapids first down. And, boy, he is just powering through that Lumberjack defense. Oh, my.
And this Thunderhawk offensive line is moving bodies as well. So just a great job up front there. Trombley finding the hole, and the Thunderhawk linemen doing a great job. They had Lumberjacks on the ground there with their blocking game.
1st and 10, ball at the Lumberjack 12-yard line. Grand Rapids leads 21-0. Twins to the left. 3 backs in the backfield. Kinkle off the right side. Oh, boy, he took a shot. But he gets back up. He's doing all right, and he'll run to the sideline to get the play. It'll be 2nd down for Grand Rapids after a short gain on the play. So 2nd and 8. Ball spotted at the 9-yard line, kind of right in between that 9 and 10-yard line, right in the middle of the field.
Kinkle able to kind of spin out of that and at least get a couple out of that carry.
Now you're going to see the traditional set, 1 wide to the right, 1 to the left, the 2 wings of the fullback. Kinkle under center. Freilich goes over the top. They hand it to left side, go coming across. And I believe it's Jesperson. And he just gets kind of a shoestring tackle on him. Otherwise, he's going to take that one from right to left and punch that one in, I think. But it will be 3rd down. So Cloquet standing strong there for that play. So 3rd and 7.
Yeah, it looked like there was a nice hole there, but Lumberjack defenseman able to trip up Jesperson there. Only was able to get a couple.
Kinkle will send Freilich right side, pitch it to him. He's trying to string out the defense. 10-5 touchdown, Grand Rapids. Thunderhawks on board again, and it is going to be 27-0. 106, second quarter. Thunderhawks are moving.
Freilich on the right side there. He found a seam and a couple of jukes. Made a couple Lumberjacks miss, and he was into the end zone. What a beautiful play there. Nice run by Freilich.
Grand Rapids sets up for the PAT. Snap is back. Kick is up. And it is good. Grand Rapids leads 28-0. 106 second quarter. And we'll be back for likely the conclusion before halftime on 1320 AM, 93.1 FM, KOZYRadio.com, and the Rapids Radio YouTube stream. I don't do that.
Yeah, I thought this would be a lot tighter than we're seeing here tonight.
Grand Rapids putting it together.
Yeah, they're having a heck of a game here, both sides of the ball.
And we're at Noble Hall Field. Grand Rapids now leads 28-0 as they kick this one off. And Cloquet will retrieve on the special team side and have it up across the 35-yard line. And Grand Rapids in control with 1:03 in your second quarter. Again, our second quarter on our YouTube stream brought to you by Hibbing Chrysler Center. And Cloquet, likely their last offensive possession of the half. We'll see if maybe Grand Rapids can shut them down quickly, get the ball back. But Cloquet will line up too wide to the left. Wilmot in the gun, and he will throw it. It's going to be good play design as he kind of stepped up, almost looked like he was going to run, and then threw it to Elena, who was kind of running almost like a post route and was going to go up in the middle of the field, but not quite enough on that football. Goes incomplete. It'll be second down for Cloquet.
Yeah, Jesperson defending there. I think he got a little piece of that just as it was coming in there for the receiver and was able to knock it away.
So second and 10. Ball is at the 37-yard line of Cloquet. They're moving from left to right. 59.6 seconds. 28-0. Grand Rapids leads. Cloquet in the gun. They fake it. Wilmot's going to have pressure in his face. He's going to get it away, and that'll just hit incomplete on the far side of the field, about at the 45-yard line, in between Grand Rapids defenders and Cloquet receivers. It'll now be third and 10. Ball at the 37-yard line. Pressure coming from Grand Rapids. Herschel Christensen running down. Lumberjacks with a mission. They will now come up third down and 10. Again, ball at the 37-yard line. As Wilmot awaits a snap. Snap is back. He's looking to throw. He's got pressure again. He's just lobbing this up. It's caught, and trying to make a play is, I believe that's number 7, and that is Elena, but it's going to be Trombley who says, nope, you're not going to be able to escape after that one. And it'll be fourth down, and Grand Rapids will take a timeout with 39.2 seconds.
Yeah, Elena put the arm out there to stiff-arm Trombley, and Trombley just grabbed his arm and tackled him.
Is this timeout on the YouTube stream brought to you by S&S Meats. And we want to thank them for helping bring this game to your ears, as well as some of our fantastic radio sponsors as well. Superwoman Foods, 3 Month Sun Photography, Roth RV and Marine, Grand Rapids Chiropractic, and Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital. 28-0. Grand Rapids leads. There's exactly 48 seconds on the clock before the half, and they will have to punt this one away, likely on fourth down for Cloquet, which would give Grand Rapids the football back with time to potentially see what you could do.
Yeah, and this is not what we were expecting talking about this game before we went on broadcast here. We expected this to be much closer game, and boy, the Thunderhawks are really taking it to the Lumberjacks here in this first half.
And they will keep the offense on the field, and this is going to be Wilmot rolling right now, rolling left. He's going to throw it. It's going to go over the top. Is Chartier and tried to go over the defender. Thiel and Spawn both there in the secondary, and the ball falls incomplete, and that will be a first down Grand Rapids as a turnover on downs, and they will have fantastic field position with 43.2 seconds left to go before half. I thought before scores would be up before half. Let's go for 5.
Yeah, that was quite a gamble there. I assumed that the Lumberjacks were going to punt that away. They decided to go for it, and now Grand Rapids in great field position here with an opportunity to put some more points on the board.
2 wide to the left, 1 to the right, 1 wing to the left. Kinkle's under center. He's back to pass. He's looking downfield. He's going to air this one out left side to Freilich, who's caught it, and he's out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Grand Rapids looking to strike again before the half with 35.7 seconds.
Wow, Kinkle airing that one up, and Freilich doing such a great job of getting under that ball.
Oh, there's a flag, though. It's against Grand Rapids.
Oh, what a bummer. That was such a nice play. Freilich doing such a good job of keeping his feet in and stepping out.
That was a fantastic
That's a shame.
play.
That's a shame.
Flag out towards midfield, and it backs up Grand Rapids to now their own 49-yard line.
I didn't see the call. Must have been a hold or something.
We were watching a great play.
Yeah, that was. We were busy getting excited there. That was sweet.
Yep. So 1st and 20. Ball is at the 49-yard line. Kinkle under center. Everybody's tight. 3 backs in that backfield, and they handed it. Nope. They faked it to Trombley. Left side option. Ball's on the ground. It's still on the ground. It's picked up by Cloquet. Running the other way. It's to the 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown Lumberjacks. And what turns into Grand Rapids wanting to put up a 5th score of the half quickly turns into a Lumberjack touchdown on a fumble recovery, scoop and score.
And that was Heidela for
28-6. 23 seconds left to go before halftime. And it just shows you how quickly things can turn around. In Grand Rapids, though, still in command. Up 28-6, but Cloquet wanting to gain a little momentum before the half. PAT is up, and it's good. So it's now 28-7. Grand Rapids leads 23 seconds exactly on the clock before halftime, and we'll take a quick 30-second timeout. We'll be right back on 1320 AM, 93.1 FM, KOZYradio.com, and on our YouTube stream.
Talk about those turnovers. There's another one that bit us. I think the last time we were here, we saw something similar happen to the Thunderhawks. Duluth East picked up a fumble and rumbled for about half the field.
In a very similar situation.
Yeah.
As we are back at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids, Cloquet, has just done a scoop and score for a touchdown off of what turned into Grand Rapids getting a turnover on downs against Cloquet with just a few seconds, because there is only 23 seconds left in the half. And Kinkle to Freilich, Kinkle to Freilich, big time pass play, but comes back on a holding call. Then Grand Rapids on the next possession fumbles it. Cloquet picks it up, takes it into the end zone, and now Cloquet is on the board. And speaking of Freilich, he is going to be up across the 40. He's still running. He's breaking off to the right side. As we thought he might break it out, crosses the 50-yard line. And with 13.3 seconds left, Grand Rapids into Cloquet territory. But it looked like Grand Rapids had an opportunity to go up to 35-0, and Cloquet turning that around to 28-7. And as you were mentioning, Jim, on our YouTube stream, that we saw something similar against Duluth East where they were down. I believe it was 28-0, and got a couple of quick scores, got it within two. 28-14. Now Grand Rapids ended up taking command, but those turnovers can get you really quick. But it is 28-7. Grand Rapids has the football. 13.3 seconds before the half. 1st and 10 from their own 49-yard line is the Thunderhawks. Kinkle's under center, and he will hand this Trombley, who's going to try to get to the right side. He gets across the 40, and he barrels down to about the 35-yard line. And this will now be 6.5 seconds before the half. And we're going to have a timeout, Grand Rapids. In timeouts in this game on our YouTube stream, brought to you by S&S Meats. Do some grilling this weekend, potentially.
Sounds like a plan to me.
No Gophers.
Trombley once again with a nice about 15 yards there on that run.
And he has been a workhorse and has set up Grand Rapids here with 6.5 seconds. They'll have a 1st and 10 from the 36 on the far hash. Kinkle can get it there. Because I think you probably got about one play.
That long pass he had to Freilich. Freilich was I think he had to play the wind a little bit on that. We were talking earlier about that the east to west wind kind of blowing into our press box here, and so that will come into play if they air one up.
So 6.5 seconds, Grand Rapids leads 28-7, and they are back to pass. This will be thrown in high towards the left side. Pass intended for number 20, that's Jamison Duell.
Looks like they were all set up on the catch and pitch there. Freilich coming up behind.
I saw that last night. MIB started the game that way.
Yeah, that can be very effective, and it looks like they had it set up real nice. Just Freilich just putting a little, or Kinkle putting a little bit too much air on that one.
So 2.3 seconds before the half, 28-7 Grand Rapids. They'll have it 2nd and 10 from their 36-yard line.
Lumberjacks call timeout.
And the Lumberjacks will take a timeout. Again, timeouts brought to you by S&S Meats on the YouTube stream, and we appreciate their sponsorship, bringing you Thunderhawks football. And the band is they're fired up. They've got some cool big hat props out here.
We'll
have the YouTube stream on the band during halftime.
Yeah, and if you can pull up the YouTube stream, it's worth your time. It's a great performance. We were able to see it the last time out here against Duluth East at halftime. It was just a real nice. They're coming off a clean sweep, I understand, with their last trip to the Twin Cities for competition.
We'll also kind of recap some of what we saw here in the first half, have Jim go over some scoring, and talk about some of the games that we're carrying on our sister stations. And back to pass, Kinkle. It's going to be a little screen inside a Duell. He's off to the 25 and wrestled out of bounds, and that should do it as there's 0 on the clock. And it will be 28-7 is your halftime score. Grand Rapids with the lead. And we'll be back for your halftime show. And on our YouTube stream, that will be brought to you by Pregame Electric. And we'll also take a quick time out on the radio side of things. And so tune in, and we'll have the band on the YouTube stream, as Jim mentioned. But again, your halftime score, Grand Rapids 28, Cloquet 7. And you're listening to Thunderhawks football on 1320 AM, 93.1 FM, KOZYRadio.com, and on our Rapids Radio YouTube stream. If you're listening to our YouTube stream, Sheldon Willis has done so much for sports in area on Rapids Radio, and he is receiving the lead blocker award right now. And such a fantastic award for Sheldon, as he is very, very deserving of these awards. He's done such an amazing job calling games. He called volleyball Grand Rapids last night versus Cloquet. I know he'll have soccer on Tuesday for the section final. He'll be doing possibly some football and hockey. He'll have hockey all season long. So Sheldon doing PA for Grand Rapids football. We can't thank Sheldon enough for what he does for Rapids Radio.
Yeah, just a great honor out there for Sheldon. Good to see him. He's taught me so much in my short career here, and he's just such a professional. Does a great job. Love hearing him on the call, and he's been really good on the PA here for the Grand Rapids Thunderhawk football games here this year. Do you know if GNK is at Crosby Arrington?
It's home.
Okay.
It's home.
So they're probably not
I believe
by
that is
weather much either, outside of wind.
Yep, their last home game as well for GNK, and Deer River will be, I believe, back home to finish their season on Wednesday. Welcome back to Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. As your halftime score between the Thunderhawks and the Cloquet Lumberjacks is 28-7. Grand Rapids with the lead as the band is getting ready to play here before too much longer. They're doing some senior introductions as it's senior night with the parents here in the last home game of the season. And I know we said it on our YouTube stream, but we want to make sure that you hear it on the radio as well. As they present a lead blocker award at every home game here in Grand Rapids. And Sheldon Willis, who has done so much for sports in our area, whether it be in Grand Rapids or really the entire coverage area of Rapids Radio, was presented with the lead blocker award tonight, and such a deserving honor because he has done, again, so much for sports in these communities. He's doing PA for Grand Rapids football, and so we get to see him every single Friday. He did volleyball versus Cloquet last night. I know he's going to do the section final for Grand Rapids soccer coming up this Tuesday, and hopefully the entire schedule for Grand Rapids hockey. And Sheldon Willis just an asset to these communities and bringing so much passion to these kids and these programs throughout the Northland. And so congratulations to Sheldon Willis for winning the lead blocker award tonight here at the last home game of the Thunderhawks regular season. And our halftime is brought to you by Pregame Electric on our YouTube stream. We want to thank some more of our great radio sponsors as well while we have a moment. As Mr. Furnace, Dairy Queen, Itasca County Public Health, Air Embroidery, and Essentia Health. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer, the Wim Dog, and Super Joe back in studio. Again, your halftime score is 28-7. Grand Rapids is on top. And, Jim, I guess while we have a moment, why don't you break down some of that scoring for us?
Let's do that. All righty. Grand Rapids opening the scoring here tonight at 3:05 of the first quarter as Kinkle on a 1-yard sneak, Toivonen kick. That was there were a number of good Trombley runs on that drive for the Thunderhawks. And then at 10:33, Trombley on a 2-yard dive. That was followed by a Racine kick. 10:33, 14-0, second quarter, Grand Rapids. 6:21 of the second quarter, it was Marcus Steele, 42-yard scamper, Toivonen kick, 21-0 Grand Rapids. And then at 1:06 of the second quarter, Freilich on a 15-yard run on the right side there, Racine kick, 28-0 Grand Rapids. We looked like we were going to shut out those Lumberjacks in that first half. And as Grand Rapids was driving to finish off that second quarter, ball hit the ground, and Mr. Heidela for the Lumberjacks went 45 yards on a scoop and score. Heidela had the PAT as well, and that's how our first half ended, was 28-7. Thunderhawks leading.
And as we kind of recap some of what happened, as Jim talks about that scoring, Jim, I got the opportunity to go to North Branch and cover the team, and it was a game that North Branch is a good football team. And their record indicates that, and who they've been able to beat. And Grand Rapids was in position to win. And as Coach Spahn knows, it was a play or two away from winning that game, and it really came down to turnovers and mistakes. But I really felt that was as good as Grand Rapids had played outside of that. They played very well, and we thought that this game might be a little closer between Cloquet. Cloquet has been pretty competitive, both teams coming in at 3-3. But I think Grand Rapids has turned the corner, so to speak, and they're playing some really, really, really good football. However, as Coach Spahn said in the pregame, those mistakes. And Grand Rapids just put the ball on the ground a couple times and got away with it. Well, that last one, they didn't get away with it. Cloquet was able to take it to the end zone and score. And as you mentioned, the last time we were here, Duluth East was able to get within 2 scores because of that. And it will be, I believe, Cloquet who will get the ball at the half. And so Grand Rapids defense still has to come up strong, make some plays, because you can't allow Cloquet to get back into this football game.
Exactly. And, you see that of all levels of football. Those turnovers are so painful, and when you can turn one into points, they're especially painful. And so Lumberjacks now with a little bit of momentum, they're probably talking over there right now that, hey, we're not out of this. Grand Rapids kind of had an opportunity to put this thing away. 35-0 at halftime would look a heck of a lot better than 28-7, but still the Thunderhawks in great position here going into this second half.
As Cloquet is off in the distance, there's the trees across the way, and they're kind of to the left of that. A lot of the teams actually meet in the end zone, but I suppose because the band is on the field, they've got to get out of here. So the band commands so much attention, as you might be able to hear them in the background. You can see them right now on the YouTube stream. Again, our halftime on YouTube brought to you by Pregame Electric. But Cloquet off in the distance as Grand Rapids has gone over to the shed to the right and are discussing some of those what could be adjustments, and we'll give you some scores from halftime across our other stations as Mr. David Moody has gone to Bram tonight to cover Deer River, and that is a close contest at halftime. Deer River does lead, though, over Bram 6-0, and GNK fighting a battle against a very good Crosby Ironton football team at home, and Crosby Ironton up 8-0 at half over GNK. But that's a good Crosby Ironton team. I saw them play Deer River, and they were very physical and really kind of took it to Deer River that first game of the year. So good job, GNK. I know they haven't had the season that they've been wanting, but they're continuing to fight hard against a very good football team. So we'll bring you some of those scores. And, we can't bring you twin scores anymore, and the Gophers have the bye, but the Vikings, well, we'll talk about that too.
Vikings are going to win on Sunday, but
they're going to win on Sunday.
That's another story. We were talking earlier about these other games, and hats off to GNK. Hopefully the Titans can pull one out. We're expecting that Deer River Bram game. It's pretty wet down there.
Yes.
We're looking at the radar. Looks like there's a substantial amount of rain falling south of us here, and looks like they're getting it down there. So I'm sure that's a sloppy one.
And so we'll take a quick timeout. And again, if you're watching on the YouTube stream brought to you by Pregame Electric, you can see the band play, but we'll take a quick timeout radio-wise on 1320 AM, 93.1 FM, KOZY Radio.com.
Grand Rapids has a really good dance program here, and I'm expecting a lot of these color guard girls are probably dancers as well. We're just so blessed in this community with so much skilled, arts, theater, and dance and music. It's just a really nice community for all of that.
It is a fantastic show. Fantastic. And how lucky we are. When I was in North Branch, the band was there, but it was almost like a jazz band that you'd see at basketball. It was not a marching band. It was just the band out on the track. And for Grand Rapids to be able to produce this sort of production at halftime is absolutely top-notch.
Yeah, it's so impressive, and it really makes you proud. Makes you proud of the kids. That's a lot of work that goes into something like this.
And for the folks listening, whether that be on the YouTube stream or, I'll try to remember to mention it on the radio. Even if you don't have anybody who's playing a kid that's relation or something like that, to come out and not only see the football team, but as you mentioned, Jim, the arts here. This is about as good as it gets.
Yeah.
And and for me, not even being from here, and marching bands are a pretty big thing back where I am from in Nebraska. But this is college level type marching bands, and this is incredible.
Yeah, the amount of detail that goes into a show like this. You see them bobbing and weaving and intermingling, and you don't see people hitting the ground.
No, and the color guard with the flags and the props that they have. I mean, it's very reminiscent of going to, again, like a Division I college football game, seeing like Ohio State or something like that. And at a high school level, it's amazing. And we are back on 1320 AM 93.1 FM, KOZURadio.com, and our YouTube stream. Halftime brought to you by Pregame Electric on the YouTube. And as we were talking on the YouTube stream, Jim and myself and as Super Joe knows all so well, being from Grand Rapids High School, is the marching band here in Grand Rapids really at about a high a level as you can possibly be at a high school level without going to the next level. You might be better than some colleges as well, because the props they have out here tonight, they have some top hats that are lining the flags are. It's about as immaculate as you can get. The uniforms and the marching, how they are is so in sync. It's like going to Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's and then the colors they have out there with this pink and blue and white and black. It's just so pretty, and then the detail going into this presentation is just. It's outstanding.
And there goes the sticks. The sticks into the air. That's cool. That's cool. And we could talk all day about the presentation, but then to have the presentation and the music to be as on point as the presentation is amazing.
Yeah, and friends of mine that work in the program here, I've talked to them about it. They're coming off a clean sweep last weekend at the Class AA level at their last competition. I think they're going into a big competition that's going to happen at U.S. Bank Stadium here coming up in the future. But this band and this field show has won a lot of awards this year.
And if you've never seen it and you have an opportunity to come out to a game and ever see it at some point, please do. Not only to watch the football, as I mentioned, but to see this. You get kind of a double treat. You get to see some great football. You get to see a great halftime show.
That's a halftime show
it is one of the greatest atmospheres in all of the state of Minnesota as far as I'm concerned, because I've been able to start traveling around and doing some games, and I tell you what, there is no atmosphere like here in Grand Rapids. You might get some that are comparable in some regards, but the overall Grand Rapids definitely up there.
Number 47 Gage Hunter is out there with the band doing his part. That's
and that's got to be tough to do with shoulder pads.
Yep. That's commitment right there.
But as far as the football game is concerned, it is Grand Rapids versus Cloquet. I mean, this band can enamor you. They think it's like hypnotizing. They're so good. But it is 28-7. Grand Rapids on top of Cloquet at the half. We appreciate you joining us. Again, we want to thank some of our sponsors for bringing you Thunderhawks football this year. Lakes Gas, Great Clips Specialty Construction Services, Itasca Reliable Insurance Agency, Dale's Auto Body, and Deerwood Bank. As I look at the clock, well, we've still got quite a bit of halftime left. But again, there's been a lot of festivities. It is senior night tonight. It's the last regular season home game. And the teams, they're going to make those adjustments. You know, Cloquet probably doesn't feel that they're out of this one yet, as they had that score right before the half on the scoop and score, so it's 28-7. They do get the ball at the half, so an opportunity for them. If they could get a score, I mean, you change the complexion of this game really quickly. But if you're Grand Rapids, I think, probably talking with Coach Spahn, as I have been, is all season long, he's going to be saying the same thing. We got to take care of that football, do what we do, and we'll be just fine.
That's right. And they, outside of those couple of turnovers and that big scoop and score, they dominated this first half of play. Their run game was outstanding, and their defensive run was run stopping. And Cloquet really not getting much going in the air as well. So it's, Grand Rapids has really dominated this game, and I'm sure they're talking about that right now in the shed. It's that, hey, this is our game. Let's go out there, not make mistakes, do what we were doing with that run game, put that strong defense out there, and we're going to be just fine.
And you mentioned that because we talk about some of those running backs. For instance, Trombley's had a really good game. He's just been running hard. Marcus Steele has the big run. But those guys up front, offensive, defensive lines, have just been moving people and controlling that line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that Grand Rapids offensive line is just burying that Cloquet defensive line, and it's given those running backs an opportunity to knock off some big chunks, and it's been really impressive to see. The backs get a lot of the acolytes and the credit, but they're winning the war in the trenches here tonight so far. This Thunderhawks linemen.
As we are counting down the ticks before the halftime here is complete. It looks, as I look at the scoreboard, and hearing about 7 minutes before the teams maybe come out and warm up and we get ready for your second half kick. Again, your halftime score is 28-7. Grand Rapids with the lead. And we'll take a quick timeout as you're listening to 1320 AM 93.1 FM KOZYRadio.com and our Rapids Radio YouTube stream.
Quite a treat for the opposing sidelines to see that field show.
Yeah, that's impressive. They've got a few more fans that have made their way from the beginning of the game, it seems, for Cloquet.
I have no idea. It's going to be exciting.
The wind blows into the press box. I'm glad we brought our jackets today, Jim.
Yeah, we needed them.
Cloquet coming out onto the field. They're going to start getting warmed up. Grand Rapids looks like they're huddling up out at the shed, and will be entering the field here soon, too.
Here come the boys now. Actually, I should say the Thunderhawks, we do have a lady on the team.
Yeah, Riley Toivonen, her dad has called a few games in his day for
Yep.
us.
He does a nice job. Yeah, I think John and Sheldon were on the MIB state championship game last year.
Hopefully we'll be going this year. Hey, you want to go, Jim?
I'd
if
love
they
to.
go, if they go.
Yeah, you were treated to a good show there last night, I'm sure.
Welcome back to Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. We are at halftime. The Thunderhawks are leading over Cloquet 28-7 at the half. Both teams are out on the field warming up, getting things ready for your second half kick. As Jim and I were talking on the YouTube stream. Again, halftime brought to you by Pregame Electric. Had the opportunity to put in a long night last night as well, as I was in Mountain Iron covering MIB football versus Cherry in the number 1 seed MIB versus the number 4 seed Cherry Tigers, both undefeated coming in. Game was 28-6 was the final score. 0-0 at halftime between two teams that hadn't scored less than 50 points a game.
Yeah.
And it was 16-6 at the end of the third. MIB ended up getting the win, kind of overpowering Cherry. But as I've kind of told everybody I've talked to, I don't really feel the score was as indicative of the difference between the two teams. Cherry's got some really good players with the Awesomas and Sunquist, and I mean the kind of the list. Staples, it goes down the line. MIB, though, from top to bottom is very good as well. It was just one of those games of who made the most mistakes and which way did the ball kind of bounce favorably for. And they're defensively so good as well that once one team kind of gets up, get you out of your system, they can kind of take control of that. But they will meet again. Likely in the section championship, depending on how things go, and it really could go either way, and we're looking forward to probably carrying those for you as well, and following that as we carried MIB through the state championship last year.
Yeah, MIB coming off that state championship last year, so they have that championship right now, and that means a lot to a team. That gives you some swagger, but as we know, Cherry making a couple of appearances at state with their basketball team. My alma mater, Little Fork Big Falls, played Cherry in football. They're having a good season as well up in Little Fork.
Yeah.
But talking to some of my friends from up that way and family, they're like, yeah, that Cherry team, they were really tall.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And speaking of football and, basketball coming soon, and we'll have some of that for you as well. But coming back to the football field with Grand Rapids now on their own sideline, this team, it's coming in at 3-3 is probably one of the best 3-3 football teams we're going to see this year with the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks. I really feel after last week's loss at North Branch, a game that they could have won, that they've really kind of taken a turn. If they can get some of those mistakes cleaned up, they can make a run. Here into the playoffs. I know that there's some really good teams in the class, but hey, you never know what happens. That's why you play the game.
Yeah, and I think they have all facets of the game. It's just mistakes that have been hurting them. You saw the Hermantown game. That was the one real lopsided game that they had, and it sounded like there were a lot of mistakes in that game. I think actually they could probably play with a Hermantown. So, maybe they'll get a chance to match up with some of those teams again, and hopefully they'll be peaking at the time and they can clean up some of these mistakes. You never know about this Thunderhawk team. They're coming off a trip to state a couple years ago, so they know what it takes. Coach Spahn knows what it takes to have a team ready to make a run at the end of the season, and it's not out of the question for these guys. They've got some, we've been watching them in the trenches here tonight. They've looked really good, and they've got some skilled players as well. They've got a nice set of backs, and Kinkle does a great job running the offense.
As it is 28-7 is your halftime score. Your halftime on the YouTube brought to you by Pregame Electric. Again, Grand Rapids is just hanging out on the sideline. Cheerleaders been throwing some goodies, some balls into the stands, into the student section as they are fired up, and Cloquet continues to just warm up on the left end zone that says Grand, and of course the right end zone says Rapids, and now Cloquet will run out towards midfield, and we're going to get things going underway. There's 12 minutes on the clock, and they're playing a little Thunderstruck in the stands, and I tell you what, though, Cloquet is taking every bit amount of warm-up time as they can, is now they're going to do some jumping jacks.
Yep, well, whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes, they are going to make it happen, and now they'll do their pregame hypes or
they're
halftime
jumping
hypes,
around.
I guess.
They're ready to get after it here. It looks like they're getting pumped up, ready to go, and Thunderhawks, I'm sure they've talked about everything they've needed to talk about back in the shed there, and they know what they have to do here.
And so that concludes our halftime, brought to you by Pregame Electric on our YouTube streams. And now our third quarter is going to be brought to you by Ray Sport and Marine. And thank you to some of our sponsors on the radio side of things as well. Grand Rapids Public Utilities Commission, Ray Sport Marine, Nooches in the Corner, CarQuest, Lake Country Power, and Northern Star Co-op. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer. Super Joe back in studio. It is Friday Night Lights, and I will be on the road on Wednesday, going to Pequot Lakes.
You're probably running on fumes here tonight, huh? Late night,
Little bit.
night, early morning again as you kick off that morning show here at 6 a.m. on 105.5.
But I like getting hyped up for football. And speaking of, we do have a full week next week, too. Grand Rapids Soccer is in the section title, and they'll be playing on Tuesday right here on KOZY. And Sheldon Willis will have the call.
Yes.
As we're going to get things kicked off here for your third quarter play. Again, it is 28-7, Grand Rapids with the lead on the YouTube side of things. Ray Sport Marine bringing you your third quarter. And Grand Rapids will be kicking off from right to left. If you're just joining us, Grand Rapids in the All Blacks tonight with the black bottoms, black tops, with the orange trim, the orange numerals, black helmets. Cloquet in the dark bottoms, the white tops, purple numerals, and dark helmets. And they will kick this one off, will Grand Rapids. And the Lumberjacks will get it up to across the 30-yard line. Chartier he's been kind of held in check by the Thunderhawks so far. He's a good
sure
player.
has. Yeah, they had a nice article in the News Tribune about him. He's having a nice season, and he's had a couple decent carries here tonight. But Rapids has kind of stuffed out the Cloquet run game thus far.
So 11:53, we're into your third quarter, 28-7, and Cloquet will have the football first and 10 at their own 33-yard line, moving from left to right. Wilmot is your quarterback in the gun. And in motion, comes across his face. He hands it to him. Coming right side, trying to get to the corner is Cloquet. And, oh, there comes that defense flying and making a play. Mr. Tuggy Jesperson says, acknowledge me. I'm going to put you onto the turf. And he does. And that will be a good defensive stick and a loss on the play for Cloquet.
Yeah, Thunderhawks doing a great job stringing that one out. And Jesperson meeting him there right at the sideline and putting him on the ground.
And Cloquet will now line up. Second down. 2 to the left, 1 back in the backfield, and it'll be Wilmot. He fakes it. He's going to pass, and oh, they like that play. They've tried to run that again. It's kind of, they come off of that left side towards the middle of the field, and the intended receiver for the Lumberjacks is Elena, and he runs a pretty good route, but Wilmot has yet to really connect with him because if he does, that play could go big for Cloquet. But how it stands, incomplete, 3rd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Yeah, Elena trying to pull that in with one hand, just a little bit out of his reach, and that ball was a little bit lower. That could have been a big gain for the Lumberjacks.
And now pass left side. Cartier, who's going to get to the corner. He's got some speed, and there's going to be a flag. This could be coming back from any sort of gain against Cloquet. And we'll see what the call will be. It's 11 minutes exactly, third quarter, 28-7. Grand Rapids with the lead.
Cloquet backing up here, looks like.
And it is a hold that it will be declined. It'll bring up 4th down for Cloquet. And if you're the Grand Rapids defense, coming out with a 3-and-out stop to start the third quarter. That's how you want to get things done.
Looks like Cloquet is going to punt this time.
Try to fake punt earlier in the game. I would anticipate they wouldn't do it here on a 4th and 10, ball at their own 33. Lining up to punt. Good snap. Kick is up. Decent punt is going to be fielded at near the 35 and not handled well by Freilich, so he'll have to jump on it, and they will have it now 1st and 10. Will Grand Rapids on their first offensive possession of the second half.
Yeah, still a little bit of east to west wind blowing here. I'm sure that impacted that ball. Freilich not able to gather it in. He was kind of kicking himself there. He had a little running room there up the left sideline.
So 1st and 10, Grand Rapids from their own 34, 10:52, third quarter, 28-7. They'll be moving from right to left. Cloud Carlson running out to the right as he'll be spread right. And Trombley right behind Kinkle, who's under center, and the split backs behind Trombley as they will hand this off, and that's Freilich, and defense for Cloquet. There on that first play from scrimmage for Grand Rapids here in the third quarter. Gain of maybe about 1 or so. And it will be gain of 2, actually, 2nd and 8. Ball is at the 36-yard line of Grand Rapids. 10.5 minutes to go, third quarter, 28-7. Thunderhawks lead. Kinkle's under center. 2 to the right. And they hand it no, it's going to be Kinkle who fakes it to Trombley, and he'll roll off the left side across the 40-yard line, and it'll be third down for Grand Rapids, but third and very manageable.
Yeah, and we're seeing this offensive line for Grand Rapids pushing them. Lumberjacks back again, doing a real nice job up front.
So 3rd and short, going to be 3rd and 2, ball at the 42-yard line of the Thunderhawks. Kinkle comes in from the sideline, ball is on the near side hash. And they will come up to the line. Again with the fullback right behind Kinkle, and then the split backs behind Trombley, and they will hand it. Finding a hole is Thiel, and he's still running, spinning up towards midfield. It'll be a first down, Grand Rapids. So Marcus Thiel has really started to make his presence felt as we've gone through these last few games. He's really got a burst and is running with some authority, and he gets up to midfield, and it'll be first and 10, Grand Rapids.
Yeah, Thiel just a sophomore, so looking for at a couple more years here of contributing to this Thunderhawks team. It's really nice to see these underclassmen making an impact.
Yeah, if he can maintain his speed, maybe put just a little bit more muscle on, he is going to be a 4-speed reckoned with. Everybody's tight. Kinkle's under center. Everybody's inside. They hand this to Trombley, and look at that push from the offensive line. Goodness, as they are just moving people.
Yeah, that's just impressive. That if you're the offensive line coach for Grand Rapids tonight, you are smiling right now, because that was Trombley and a host of linemen just moving bodies.
They are eating up tonight, are those big guys up front. 2nd and 4. Ball now at the Cloquet 44-yard line into Lumberjack territory.
And I think, the Thunderhawks don't really need to do a lot more than what they're doing right now. They're knocking chunks of yardage out. They're pushing the Lumberjacks around, and they're making big gains just about every play.
Just got that big set in. They're going to power Trombley, just putting the head down, and downfield that O-line is just going after. That was Drake Olds, who was about 10 yards down the field, pushing the Lumberjack defender to the turf, and it'll be just shy of a first down for Grand Rapids. 3rd and 1. Ball is at the Cloquet 41-yard line. I tell you what, Jim, this is the kind of football I like to see.
Yeah, when you're watching the film back, this makes your line coach smile.
Kinkle takes a snap. Trombley inside, and they're pushing forward. He will have enough for a first down, Grand Rapids, as they are just lining it up and beating the guy across from them, old school style. And the chains will move. It'll be 1st and 10, Grand Rapids.
Yeah, they're just our first interview we had up here was Kinkle, and he talked about physical play. I recall him talking about that, and that's what's going on right now here tonight. They're getting physical with these Lumberjacks.
1st and 10 from the Cloquet 39-yard line. Now 2 wide to the left. Kinkle's under center. And he will pitch, left side run, trying to find some room and steal, and he's still moving. Got that speed, gets up to near the 30-yard line, just shy of the 30-yard line. It'll be second down and short for Grand Rapids.
Yeah, Thiel able to shed a couple tackles there. Did a nice job there to get some extra yardage.
So 2nd and 2. Ball at the 31-yard line, near side hash. And Grand Rapids moving from right to left as we see it from the press box at Noble Hall Field. Now 2 wide to the right. 3 backs in the backfield. Kinkle hands it, and that's going to be to the 20.
Thompson.
10, 5, in for the score! Touchdown, Grand Rapids Thunderhawks! It's going to be Jackson Thompson who's getting his name onto the score sheet. Goodness gracious, Thunderhawks on a roll.
Thompson coming in fresh for the Thunderhawks, and he made the Lumberjacks pay with that big run up the gut, and then he cut it right and was gone.
34-7, 6:39, third quarter. BAT team is out, kick is up, and it is no good. So the score remains 34-7 with 6:39 left to go in your third quarter of play. Grand Rapids Thunderhawks are running up on Cloquet as you're listening to Thunderhawks football, 1320 AM, 93.1 FM, KOZYRadio.com, and on the YouTube stream. And we are back at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids as Grand Rapids kicks that one off. And the special teams unit gets down there quickly to shut down Cloquet as Grand Rapids now leads 34-7 in the third quarter. And our last touchdown by the Thunderhawks, Jackson Thompson taking it in.
Yeah, what a burst by Thompson coming in with fresh legs, and came in and spelled Trombley, and he made the Lumberjacks pay with a nice 32-yard scamper up the gut and cut it right and gone.
Now it'll be Cloquet, 1st and 10 from the 27. They hand it. Chartier doesn't get much at all. So Chartier coming right side, and defense looks like Spawn's in there, Sam Dix in there, Mark Steele's in there. Helmets moving to the football for Grand Rapids. It's 2nd down and 12. The ball is at the 27-yard line, near side hash, moving from left to right. 6:10, third quarter, 34-7. Grand Rapids with the lead, and Cloquet has really struggled to do anything offensively. In fact, their touchdown is a defensive touchdown.
And Aiden Lofstrom on the play there as well.
Cutting left side run and getting some positive yards is going to be Jacob Peterson, number 5 for the Lumberjacks. He had a pretty good speed upfield and Spawn on the tackle. It'll be 3rd down, a little bit more manageable for Cloquet. It's 3rd and 5. Ball is going to be just shy of the 35-yard line, the 34 of Cloquet, moving from left to right. Wilmot in the gun. He'll take the snap. He'll fake the handoff. He'll roll left. He wants to throw. Grand Rapids is trying to get to him, but he gets the pass away, and it's complete across the 50 to the 40 of the far side sideline and out of bounds. And the Lumberjacks convert. Jack Battaglia with the reception.
Yeah, he got behind the defense there, and quarterback.
So
able to elude the defense there and able to connect.
yeah, and some credit there to the quarterback, Wilmot, because I thought Grand Rapids would have him for a sack. He escaped a couple tackles and got that ball away.
Yeah, Wilmot showing some strength there and did a nice job finding Talia downfield.
Now under center is the Lumberjacks and kind of a bigger set. And they hand this one inside, but that time Grand Rapids taking out some frustrations on that last play. And that play will go nowhere inside for Cloquet. Heidela doesn't get much at all. And 4:40 and counting. Third quarter is 34-7. Grand Rapids lead. So second down.
Once again, just a host of Thunderhawks in on that tackle. Just nowhere to go for the Lumberjacks on those inside carries.
So second and 10 from the 37. Ball is on the far side hash. Cloquet moving from left to right. They are in Thunderhawk territory. Under center, Wilmot with one wide to the right. Two backs in the backfield, split backs. And they will fake it, rolling right. Going deep. They want it all to Battaglia, and he's got it. Touchdown, Cloquet. And just like that, was the Lumberjacks struggling to throw the football for most of the first half, have come up a couple big-time pass plays to Battaglia. And it's now going to be 34-13 with 4:07 in the third quarter. Grand Rapids with the lead. And Cloquet will huddle up. And break up to the line. The offense remains on the field to go for two. Wilmot in the gun. Chartier to his left. Snap is back. They fake, they throw it, and it will be complete in the middle back of the end zone. And that is number 4 for the Lumberjacks. And that's Horvat, and they convert. And so the 2 points is good, and it is 34-15, 4:07. Third quarter, Grand Rapids with the lead. And we'll be back for the Grand Rapids answer next, 1320 a.m., 93.1 FM, KOZYRadio.com, and the YouTube stream.
If I would just write down the time when you say it.
Statistician extraordinaire Jim Wimmer.
I don't know about that, but I'm working on it. Mr. Hofstad, was that one of the Wolves that was up here? Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Welcome back to Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Is the Thunderhawks lead 34-15, 4:07 third quarter. But Cloquet scoring their first offensive touchdown of the game so far and getting the 2-point conversion to match. And that brings us to 34-15. And Cloquet will kick this one away. A little squib kick that's on the ground that was covered up by Grand Rapids. And they will take over at near the 35-yard line. And the pass game has opened up a little for Cloquet on that last offensive possession, Jim.
Yeah, there actually was good coverage on that play. Grand Rapids defender turned to locate the ball, and about that time Battaglia gained some separation there and was able to take that reception in clean and walk into the end zone. And then the 2-point conversion as well. Some passing.
So big set in for Grand Rapids is they'll hand this inside. And coming up to that near side hash is Trombley for a short gain on the play. And so your third quarter, again, brought to you by Race Sport and Marine on the YouTube stream. We want to thank some other radio sponsors as well. Is Grand Rapids State Bank, Grand Rapids Dental Care, First National Agency of Coleraine, and M&H convenience store, helping bring you Thunderhawks football. Again, Trombley right behind Kinkle under center with the two split backs, and they'll hand it inside to Trombley, who will power his way up across the 40. And it'll be third down for Grand Rapids, though. And so Cloquet trying to swing some momentum here if they can. It'll be third and short, though, 3rd and 3 from across the 40-yard line. So 3 minutes left to go in your third quarter. It's 34-15. Grand Rapids with the lead. Ball's at the 42-yard line. Near side. Kinkle lines up the offense. They hand it off, and they will be stopped. Short will be Grand Rapids as Thiel can't break through that Cloquet defense, and now a 4th down play for Grand Rapids, 4th and 3 from their own 42, and we'll see what Coach Spawn and company elect to do here. Looks like the offense is staying on the field.
Yeah.
And now they're going to come to the sideline, and it appears this could be the special teams unit coming out and huddling. Well, 2:08 and counting. There's 10 seconds left on the play clock. They might have to hustle up a little bit, and they do line up in the punt formation, does the Thunderhawks.
Connor Keith punting for Rapids.
And they might have to take a timeout as the play clock was winding down, and Grand Rapids will have to take a timeout. And this timeout on the YouTube stream brought to you by S&S Meats. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer, Super Joe back in studio. And we also want to thank Northern Portables, Itasca Economic Development Corporation, Bender, Super One Foods, 3-Month Sun Photography, Roth RV and Marine, Grand Rapids Chiropractic, and Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital. Third quarter, 34-15, Grand Rapids with the lead, and lining up to punt on a 4th and 3 play with 1:56 in your third quarter, Jim. And Cloquet, after the score, does a pretty good job defensively. They'll get the ball back.
Yeah, they're not going away. I see we've got some updates on our other scores here. Crosby Ironton looks like they got their offense going against GNK. Up 28-0. Deer River up 14-0 over Bram.
Competitive matchups is
and as we talked, I'm sure that Deer River game down at Brown is a wet one and could be a sloppy field.
Nice fall night in Grand Rapids. Thunderhawks lead 34-15, 1:56 in the third. And they line up to punt on this 4th and 3 from their own 42. And they fake it. And it's a direct snap and getting up and trying to get the first down. And did they get there?
Oh, they
coming
got
near
there.
side.
Mr. Trombley.
It looks like they did. Yes, they did. Is when they're spotting it on the far side. It should be a first down, Grand Rapids. Converting on the 4th down fake punt. There we go, Jim.
Yeah, Mr. Trombley with the head of steam there, taking that direct snap, and he found an opening on the left side. It looked like he got enough for the first down and maybe an extra yard as well.
So first down and 10 for Grand Rapids, now at the 47-yard line. And I tell you what, Cloquet looked to swing some momentum there, but Grand Rapids on play like that will take the wind out of your sails as Kinkle's under center. And he hands it. Nope, he keeps it coming left side and still fighting his way forward. And he'll have a good gain on play on first down. It'll be 2nd down for the Thunderhawks.
Kinkle was such a strong lower body. It took a whole slew of lumberjacks to get him to the ground. Really nice gain there by Kinkle.
So it'll now be 2nd and 5. Ball has crossed into Lumberjack territory. The 47. Kinkle will hand this off, and still fighting and fighting and fighting is going to be, again, Thompson, who's getting some reps. And he's running hard, filling in for Trombley.
Thompson with contact there right at the line of scrimmage was able to fight for a few yards after contact there. So nice strong run by Jackson Thompson.
34-15, Grand Rapids with the lead, and now we are about 20 seconds away from the end of the third quarter. And with the play clock more than the game clock. Grand Rapids is going to take this one to the fourth and final quarter of play, and they will go in with the lead 34-15, and they'll have a 3rd and 1 from the Cloquet 47-yard line when we return. As you're listening to Thunderhawks football on 1320 AM, 93.1 FM, KOZYRadio.com, and the Rapids Radio YouTube stream.
Little Neil Diamond going there, see if the student section gets going.
And we are back at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer and Super Joe back in studio. In your fourth quarter is brought to you by Ray Sport Recycle on the YouTube stream. And be 4th down for Grand Rapids after that last play. We were getting kind of involved in that Sweet Caroline there for a second.
Yeah, Thiel took the handoff there and actually was taken down for a couple-yard loss there, bringing up 4th down now for GR.
So you get the first down on the fake punt, and now you bring out your punt squad again. Is Cloquet just not really going away just yet? Again, though, Grand Rapids leads 34-15, and they will punt this one away, moving from left to right, and that'll be fair caught by Cloquet inside the 20. So 34-15. You are into your fourth quarter of play. Grand Rapids with the lead. Cloquet will have the football, 1st and 10. Moving from right to left here in the fourth quarter. They'll have it at the 19, their own 19-yard line on the far side hash. And the last time they had the football, the passing game opened up for them slightly. We'll see if they go back to wanting to throw the football. Down 34-15 here in the fourth.
Nice punt there by Connor Keith. Puts Cloquet deep in their end.
Wilmot in the gun. He's got 2 receivers to the left. They hand it Chartier, who has a quick cutback, but good job by the Grand Rapids defense. Not buying it, and they're in there to make a stick. Spawn, again, one of the guys in on the play. And Grand Rapids looks like they're getting some different guys in, getting some reps, and it's good to see. Leading 34-15. So 2nd and 12. Ball at the 17-yard line, loss of 2. Wilmot in the gun. He gets it. He's back to pass. Flag comes out, and they will stop play. And this will be against Cloquet. As the wind picks up, they've got some senior banners that are lined up on the track, and unfortunately the wind tonight blowing them over, but the cheerleaders are there to pick them back up in that penalty against Cloquet.
Leave it to the cheerleaders to pick people back up, huh?
Exactly. So now it'll be 2nd and 17, ball at the 12 for the Lumberjacks. They wait the snap. And it's on the ground, picked it back up. Wilmot's looking. He throws it. It's going to be a slight wheel route, and they want the flag. They're going to get it. It's Cloquet. Chartier was guarded by Trombley, and Chartier kind of lifted his hands up like, where's the flag, and they threw it for him.
Yeah, Trombley kind of playing the man there, and like he did kind of disrupt Chartier's path to the ball a little bit.
We'll await the official call. It will be a pass interference against Grand Rapids, and unfortunately for Rapids, they had Cloquet kind of backed up on a 2nd and 17, but that pass interference will give them a 1st and 10 in Cloquet. down 34-15. We'll have a 1st and 10 here in the 4th quarter.
And now we're going to get unsportsmanlike, it looks like.
And then that other flag comes in, and you can hear maybe the groans from the fans and unsportsmanlike conduct. That'll move the ball up significantly here for Cloquet. And if you're Cloquet, this is an opportunity.
Yeah, and if you're
to
the
take
Thunderhawks,
advantage.
you want to be keeping your cool here. This is, it was bad enough to get the pass interference, but then to get personal on top of that, or the unsportsmanlike, that really hurts. But now defense is going to have to dig in, and they know they can stuff this Lumberjacks run out.
Because that ball now moves from the 12 all the way up to the 42-yard line. Wilmot's back to pass. He's looking. He's going deep. He wants Battaglia, and he will be guarded by McLeod Carlson, and the ball will go incomplete down the left side of the field. And so it'll be 2nd down, Cloquet. But now Cloquet, you can kind of tell they're trying to draw that contact down the field and see what they can do.
And they've had some success with the passing here, so this is going to be the challenge now for the Thunderhawks. They've been able to stop the run. Can they stop the pass?
So 10-21, 4th quarter, 34-15. It's going to be 2nd and 10 from their own 42 for Cloquet. They hand it off inside, and they're going to have a run up across the 50. It's still running, breaking tackles, and now kind of running backwards a little bit is going to be Heidela. And I thought if he would have kept moving forward, he would have been into Thunderhawks territory, but Heidela decided to go kind of east and west instead of north and south, and will maintain in Lumberjacks territory. It looks like the 48-yard line, but it will make a 3rd and 4 from the 48, and Cloquet will line up near side hash.
Yeah, it looked like Heidela was trying to find some daylight over here, and he ended up losing some ground.
And they will fake it, throws, and that was a dangerous throw by the Lumberjacks. And there to almost make the play is going to be Rabers. And if he'd have been a couple of steps a little bit more kind of inside, he might have got that pick. But as it stands, incomplete, and it'll be 4th and 4 for Cloquet from their own 48-yard line.
Yeah, Rabers able to get a hand on the ball, just couldn't get 2 hands on it, so big play here.
Big play here, 4th and 4 from their own 48. Wilmot in the gun. He's back to pass. He's looking. He throws. It's too high for Battaglia, who's crossing into the center of the field, and that'll be a turnover on downs. And after a couple of big penalties against the Thunderhawks, they are able to regroup and get the stuff, and they will take over 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line in Cloquet territory.
Real good pressure by the defensive line, putting the pressure on Wilmot there, and they forced him to rush that pass a little bit and was not able to dial in.
But now if you're Grand Rapids, 9:35 to go left in this ball game, leading 34-15, moving from left to right. And you choose some time, maybe put another score on the board, seal the deal, and solidify the last home game win of the season. Regular season, that is. Kinkle, still a quarterback under center. Starters are still in. As he sends Steele across the top. Hands it inside Trombley, who's inside, now breaks it out towards the right, and he's going to cross the 40, and it takes about 5 Lumberjacks to bring him down to the ground, and he'll be just shy of a 1st down. It'll be 2nd down for Grand Rapids.
Trombley just churning those legs, picking up extra yardage. He's been a workhorse here tonight, Marcus.
8 yards, so 2nd and 2. Ball is at the 40-yard line. That wind is cool blowing into the press box. It's Kinkle under center. And he will hand this inside Trombley again, and he'll power his way for a Grand Rapids 1st down, it appears. And they will spot that, and Kinging's a little bit slower. They're actually going to measure. I think Sheldon Wills, PA announcer, and ourselves are on the same page. This is a first down.
I actually think it was a poor placing.
Yeah, because it looked like he was at least a yard beyond.
Yeah, it looked like he got
where
a
he
pretty
was.
poor spot on that one.
Are they gonna say? They might say that this is shy. They are. It's just as it is just short. Grand Rapids will line up. Again, I think you're right, Jim. I think they might have been maybe just a spotting thing, but almost coming across. Cloquet showing some pressure, but Kinkle's under center. So third down. They now will hand this off, and it's Thiel who's going to break, and he says first down. How about going down to the 10, down to the 5? How about a touchdown? Marcus Thiel says deny the first down. We'll just take it all the way to the house.
Thiel getting contacted about the 10, and he battles his way all the way into the end zone. What a beautiful run there by Thiel.
40-15, 8:21. Fourth quarter, Grand Rapids Thunderhawks on top. Marcus Thiel, he's having a game.
I think we found our interview.
As that kick is up and just off the crossbar. And so PAT is no good, but it remains 40-15 Grand Rapids with the lead in the fourth quarter. We'll take a quick timeout as you're listening to Thunderhawks football, 1320 AM, 93.1 FM, KOZYradio.com, and the Rapids Radio YouTube stream.
Sheldon, that was a poor place. I think he had that first down. What was the time on that?
8:21.
Thank you. Wow, did he battle that one into the end zone. That was impressive.
Welcome back to Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Your fourth quarter is brought to you by Ray Sport and Cycle on our YouTube stream. We appreciate them, as I'm going to be out there actually a week from today for their fall open house. As Grand Rapids is leading 40-15, and they kick this one away, and Chartier thought about breaking that one free on the special teams unit, but Grand Rapids is there.
Yeah, he had a little daylight up the left side here, but Thunderhawks doing a nice job of gathering him up and bringing him to the ground.
8:16, fourth quarter, 40-15. Grand Rapids leads. Marcus Thiel with the last touchdown.
Yeah, what an impressive run by Thiel. He battled his way for that last 10 yards and was not going to deny that end zone.
It's now Cloquet will have a 1st and 10. Ball at their own 37-yard line, moving from right to left. Wilmot in the gun. And he will hand it to Chartier, who drops it. He picks it back up and almost taken down in the backfield, and then somehow fights his way. They're fighting, poking at the ball, but he's kind of been held in check this game. But Chartier, you could just tell with plays like that, he's quite the player there for Cloquet. But Grand Rapids just too strong and holds him for about no gain on just a short gain on the play.
Yeah, I'm sure it's frustrating when
Get down
when you have to deal with a front like this Grand Rapids Thunderhawk front. This line has been impressive here tonight.
Just a 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8. Wilmot looking right, throws. Oh my! Dougie Jesperson standing there in that zone coverage, and they about threw it to him. And I think last time we were here, he took one in for a pick 6.
Well, they just threw a flag on the end of that play. I think they're going to get us for a personal foul.
And although they're marching this one back. And so this is going to be pushed back for Cloquet. Holding call
All right.
against Cloquet.
I saw one of our linemen getting close to the quarterback there, so I must have missaw that.
So 3rd and 18 for Cloquet. And Wilmot rolling. It's going to be a screen. It's going to be complete. But Jesperson in there making a tackle. Coming up and just delivering. Goodness gracious. That was Peterson who felt the wrath of Jesperson.
As soon as Peterson gathered that ball in, Jesperson was there.
He is just a really good player at reading. We saw it kind of on those interceptions that he's had this season, but that screen was well designed by Cloquet, but Jesperson read that play and came in and made the tackle, and he's just had quite the season defensively. And
got a nose for the ball.
So now it's going to be, again, 3rd and long. As I had that last play on the 2nd down. Should have been 2nd down, so this is 3rd down, and they're just going to throw that one out of bounds. And this will be 4th down now. 4th down for Cloquet, and they'll just have to kick this one away to Grand Rapids with 6:40 left to go in the game. 40-15, Thunderhawks with the lead.
Yeah, just so much pressure there by the Thunderhawks. Just nothing that Wilmot could do.
And they will kick this one from their own 27-yard line. And punter from about the 15. High punt is going to hit near midfield and roll out of bounds. About the 42-43 yard line of Grand Rapids. And that is where they will take over 1st and 10 for the Thunderhawks. From their own 42-yard line, moving from left to right. And it appears that we are going to have a younger group of guys coming into the game here for Grand Rapids. And hey, when you are second to the last game of the regular season, I say that, then here comes Kinkle. But I think we're going to get some different guys in here as well. See, Ravers is in the game. We'll get you some of the other players who are in, as Kinkle is going to be under center. And he will hand this one off inside Thompson. And Thompson has played pretty well in the handoffs that he's been getting in this game. You know, and that's a lot to say when you back up Trombley. To come in and not really miss a whole lot of beats there.
Well, Thompson had that nice long run there in the end of the 2nd half, was able to bust one open there. He's got a lot of get up and go as well.
So 2nd and 5, ball at the 47. Kingle is going to take it himself. Near side pitch, option play. Going to be Freilich who's running, and boy, he takes a shot, but he gets up down that near side sideline, and it'll be 1st down and 10 into Cloquet territory for Jamin Freilich. So 5:49, 4th quarter, 40-15, Thunderhawks with the lead. And just kind of taking their time. Jesperson comes in from the sideline. And here comes Kinkle. Freilich will exit the play. And they'll break the huddle. Will Grand Rapids moving from left to right. One wide right, one left. 2 wing set fullback. Kinkle under center. He'll hand this off inside. And there appears to be a fight and a scrum for a football potentially. Officials are there kind of digging through bodies, and that'll be a turnover. They're going to say that is Cloquet football. And so Thompson, who gets the handoff, will get inside, and the big guy is inside for Cloquet, able to just get it away at the end of that play, and it'll be 1st down for Cloquet as they get the turnover. So that'll be 1st and 10 from their own 43-yard line with 5:14 left to go in the game. It's 40-15 Grand Rapids.
Yeah, I'm sure Ball security is going to be the topic again after this game is over tonight, but hopefully the Thunderhawks have done enough here to have this one in the bag.
Wilmot under center. He hands it off. Heidela is coming near side and crosses the 45-yard line. And so Ravers with the tackle is 5:02 and counting, 40-15. Grand Rapids with the lead.
Heidela dragging Ravers there, showing some strength on that run.
Stay tuned for our post-game show. Again, our fourth quarter on our YouTube stream brought to you by Ray's Sport and Cycle. Too wide to the right. Wilmot in the gun. Moving from right to left is Cloquet. They hand this off. Chartier coming near side and almost into the Thunderhawks bench and just shy of midfield. And we want to thank Mr. Furnace, Jerry Queen, Itasca County Public Health, Aaron Brody, and Essentia Health for bringing you Thunderhawks football all season long. One more regular season game after tonight. Be on Wednesday of next week. We'll take a trip down to Pequot Lakes, but we'll talk more about that in our post-game show, which will be coming up. And send the Wim Dog Jim Wimmer to grab our post-game interview and celebrate a Thunderhawks win tonight here on senior night.
Being senior night, probably be nice to get a senior, wouldn't it?
3rd and 4. They hand this off Chartier, who's again trying to cut left side, and he'll be up across the 45, be a first down Cloquet. And Cloquet continuing to battle late in this game, and I always can respect a team that continues to fight. Late in the game, 3:40 counting, down 40-15. Grand Rapids on top. Cloquet breaks the huddle and will head up to the line. Ball is on the near side hash. It's 1st and 10 from the Thunderhawk 45-yard line for the Lumberjacks. Wilmot in the gun. He'll hand off Chartier right side. And Grand Rapids there to make a stop defensively. Thunderhawk defense. Berg and company in on the tackle.
Chartier trying to show some patience there, looking for a hole, but the Rapids just closing things up, giving him nowhere to go.
40-15, 3 minutes left in the ball game. 2nd and 10 for Cloquet from the Thunderhawk 45-yard line. And they'll line up with Wilmot in the gun, stands right on the Thunderhawk head. And they will hand this ball off right side, now cutting upfield and getting to near the 40-yard line for Cloquet is going to be Peterson. And he hasn't carried the ball too many times in this game, but he's had a couple of decent runs and kind of sweeping plays like that for Peterson in this game.
Yeah, he's had some success. They're chunking off a few yards here in this on this drive, but early on it was rough going against that starting defense. There was not much running room out there.
3rd and 5 from the 40 for Cloquet. 40 of Grand Rapids. Wilmot's back to pass. He's rolling. He's going to be tackled, and he's brought down. Defense coming in, making a play. What a big-time stop. Is that number 35 for Grand Rapids? And that's Austin Prebeck. I love these younger guys getting in.
Yeah.
Make some plays.
Got his hands on Wilmot and was not going to let him get away.
So it's going to be 4th and 8. Ball at the 43-yard line of Grand Rapids. 1:20 left to go in the game. 40-15. Grand Rapids Cloquet with the football. And they will go, the Lumberjacks on 4th and 8. Wilmot in the gun. Grand Rapids showing heat. They bring heat. Wilmot's back to pass. He's launching this Battaglia left side, and it's incomplete. A good fight in the secondary with Battaglia and McLeod Carlson. And Battaglia had an opportunity to make the catch, but kind of bounces off his hands, and that'll be a turnover on downs, and Grand Rapids will take over 1st and 10 with 1:04 left to go in the game, leading 40-15.
It's like Cloquet bringing in some of their second string now.
And so Grand Rapids will huddle up. They'll have it 1st and 10, ball at their own 43-yard line. And coming in from the sideline is going to be number 5. That's Braden McKinney for the Thunderhawks, who I believe will be your quarterback under center. So McKinney will now lead the offense.
McKinney, just a sophomore.
Takes it, ball's on the ground, fumbles the snap, and it's still down on the ground. We'll see who got on top of it, and it looks like Grand Rapids did. And a good job by Thompson to be able to jump on that one as the fumbled snap and maintain possession for Grand Rapids. We're going to be under 45 seconds to play in this game. Grand Rapids is going to come away with a win. They lead 40-15, and they'll go to 4-3 on the season and be ready to travel next week. They'll have to get at least one more play off here, as the game clock is at 28 seconds, play clock at 17 and counting. McKinney will line up the offense. It'll be 2nd and 11. Ball at the Grand Rapids 42-yard line. McKinney looks over the defense, sets his offense, takes a snap, and he'll kneel. And that will do it, as time will expire in this ball game. And Grand Rapids, the last home game of the season, it's senior night, and they'll get the win over Cloquet 40-15. And we will be back for your post-game show on 1320 AM, 93.1 FM, KOZYRadio.com, and the Rapids Radio YouTube stream. Thank you, Super Joe. Radio side of things, we'll take a timeout here, and we can come back and we'll have your player interview, and then we will come back and wrap things up with Jim Wimmer and close it out. Again, our post game on our YouTube stream brought to you by Grand Rapids State Bank. Thank you for joining us, so stick around on the YouTube stream, as we will have a player interview coming up for you, as well as a recap of what we saw in this game and what is coming up for the Thunderhawks. And Grand Rapids getting the win 40-15. And we appreciate you joining us on our post-game show, brought to you by Grand Rapids State Bank. Welcome back to Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids, as the Thunderhawks have beaten Cloquet 40-15 here in the last home game of the season. It is senior night, and what a way to put an exclamation point on the regular season at home. Again, winning over Cloquet 40-15. If you're tuning in on the YouTube stream, we want to thank Grand Rapids State Bank for bringing you your post game. Marcus Lynn with Jim Wimmer on the call tonight. Jim is down getting our player interview, so stand by for that. Super Joe back in studio. We'll also bring you some scores from our other Rapids radio football games tonight, with Deer River and GNK both in action. But Thunderhawks getting the big win tonight, 40-15 over Cloquet. And game that we thought might be pretty competitive, both teams coming in at 3-3. But Grand Rapids really, from start to finish, dominated this football game and have come away with a, again, 40-15 win. And they are actually huddled up to our left right now. They do the big huddle, do the Thunderhawks, and then they break into 3 separate huddles with the different coaching staff and positions. And the students have gone out onto the sideline and are awaiting the parents as well. And Cloquet is over to our right in the Rapids end zone, and they are discussing as they have fallen to 3-4. Grand Rapids goes to 4-3 on the season. And again, through our post-game show, we'll also talk about what we will see coming up on Wednesday as Grand Rapids will wrap up the season this coming week. And we'll talk about some soccer too. But again, 40-15 is your final score here from Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. And Grand Rapids controlled the ball game offensive, defensively, and special teams and really kind of won the game in the trenches up front. They were just the more physical team tonight, the more talented team. And as we talk about this Thunderhawks football team, as we follow them all season long, they continue to get better and better and better. A few turnovers in this game that I know that Coach Spahn will want to get cleaned up. But other than that, this team gets better every single week and has seemed to really come together as a football team. And what better time to do so into mid and late October. But while Jim Wimmer is grabbing our player interview that we will have here momentarily as the team will break their huddle shortly, we'll take another quick timeout, and we'll be back on 1320 AM 93.1 FM, KOZYRadio.com, and our Rapids Radio YouTube stream. Thank you, Super Joe, for getting us those scores. We'll bring you Deer River and Crosby Ironton scores here shortly. If you are tuned in on our YouTube page, and looks like Grand Rapids is now breaking their huddles, so we'll have our player interview shortly. And we'll recap scoring here as well in this game and go over all of that with Jim Wimmer. Thank you for joining us on our YouTube stream. Brought to you by Grand Rapids State Bank is our post game. Again, Grand Rapids has just kind of broken their huddles up, their post game huddles, and are waiting on our player interview. And here he comes. So Super Joe back in studio. You can bring me back at any time on the radio side of things. How you doing, sir? We'll have you throw your headset on, and we'll wait for Joe back in studio. We're about 30 seconds away.
Thank you.
10 seconds. And welcome back to Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids, as this is your post-game show. And if you're joining us on our YouTube stream, brought to you by Grand Rapids State Bank. And we are now joined with senior number 50, Joe Berg. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great.
I would hope so. 40-15 win tonight. How's that feel?
Oh, it feels great. We put in all this hard work. It's just so nice to finally see it pay off. It's been a long season. It's hard work during, we start in August. It's just so nice to finally, come out on top. It's nice to have those wins, especially at home.
Especially at home. And I tell you what, Joe, it's, senior night tonight, last regular season home game. What's that kind of mean for you and the guys tonight?
Yeah, it's definitely sentimental. People, they always tell you that it's going to go by fast, and you kind of believe them. And then it gets here, and you're like, they weren't lying.
Well, you had a great night tonight out there on the field. What were you seeing that you had so much success here against Cloquet?
Honestly, it's the guys in practice. You see us out there on the field, but the guys in practice, we're just a product of them helping us. That's what honestly helps us be the most successful people, is the people in practice that you don't always get to see on the field.
Yeah, we're visiting with senior Joe Berg of the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks. They win 40-15 over Cloquet. And, the big guys up front, we always talk about that, and this seemed like a game where it was just like you had the game plan, you're going to beat the guy across from you, and you did it tonight. What's that like, just kind of go out there, old-fashioned football?
It's the most fun experience in the world. You get by your guy, you see the guy with the ball, and you just go out and tackle him. It's just the most amazing feeling you could ever feel.
Well, hey, we appreciate you joining us, Joe, and a couple more questions for you. Of course, you get the big win over Cloquet. Now, this has big kind of postseason implications. You might be back here at home for sections, but you do have one more game on the list, a kind of a short week on Wednesday, going to Pequot Lakes. What are your thoughts on that game?
I think the best thing we could do is go in there, beat Pequot Lakes, and, make some noise for the playoffs. I think that's ultimately the goal, is go make some noise.
Hey, well, we'll be down there with you. We'll be going to make some noise. You made some noise tonight. Again, joined by Joe Berg. Congratulations, 40-15 win over Cloquet. And, happy senior night to you, and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
As you're listening to Thunderhawks football, 1320 AM, 93.1 FM, KOZYRadio.com, and our YouTube stream.
Have a good night, man.
All right, Super Joe, you bring us back, and we'll wrap things up here on YouTube. Brought to you by Grand Rapids State Bank, and we'll get Jim to kind of go over some scoring for us, and we'll conclude it and get ready for next week.
Big boy.
Big boy. And we're about 10 seconds away from wrapping up our post-game show. Marcus Lind and Jim Wimmer alongside Super Joe back in studio on our post-game show for Grand Rapids Thunderhawks football. Again, on our YouTube stream, our post-game brought to you by Grand Rapids State Bank. Just got done talking with Joe Berg. These guys are always like the gentle giants. Guys are vicious down there on the field, but boy, nicest guys you could ever talk to, and we'll kind of get into that because, making some noise. We'll get into next week here in a second, but boy, like he said, just kind of best feeling in the world when you get past the guy, you go make a big-time sack, you get a big-time tackle. They had some fun tonight. 40-15 win for the Thunderhawks.
Yeah, we were watching that line, both sides, defensive and offensive. I think the trenches Thunderhawks won in the trenches here tonight, and big guys like Joe Berg down there moving bodies and evading their guy, getting in, making tackles. It's as he was telling us, it's the best, and we could see just how happy he was. A lot of joy there from Joe Berg here tonight.
Senior Joe Berg, 6'2", 235 officially. He's a big guy, and I tell you what, he's a happy camper tonight. But before we kind of get into the scoring of what we saw tonight, let's bring you a couple other scores as Crosby Ironton defeats G&K tonight 34-6. And that game was heard on J105, 105.5 on your radio dial, The Thunder. And Deer River getting a big win over Bram. Now, that's a big-time win for Deer River as they go down to Bram and win 28-0.
Yeah, Deer River might be finding their mojo here as, you know, they had a big turnover with that team from last year that went to state. And, you know, if they can get things rolling, they've got some pedigree over there in Deer River and a lot of tradition. They could get something going and maybe make some noise in the playoffs.
Well, making some noise tonight was the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks as they beat Cloquet 40-15. And I'll kick this over to the man, the Wim Dog, Jim Wimmer, to go over that scoring for us.
All right. We'll starting off in our first quarter, we had Mr. Kinkle on a 1-yard sneak, 3:05 left in the first quarter. And really, they burned a lot of clock on that first drive. Trombley with a number of good runs on that drive. Toivonen Kick made it 7-0, and that's how the first quarter would end. And then in the second quarter, Rapids would make a lot of noise as Trombley on a 2-yard dive. Racine Kick, that was at 10:33 left in the second, 14-0 Rapids. And then Marcus Thiel on a nice 42-yard run was able to pull away from the Lumberjacks. Toivonen Kick made it 21-0 Thunderhawks. And then Mr. Freilich on a 15-yard run at 1:06 remaining. Racine Kick, 28-0. Looks like Rapids was going to cruise into halftime with holding the Lumberjacks scoreless, but unfortunately, the Rapids put the ball on the ground. Mr. Heidela picked it up, scampered 45 yards for a touchdown, and Heidela was also the same person on the extra point, and that's how your first half would end at 28-7 Thunderhawks. Into the third quarter, 6:39 remaining in the third quarter. Jackson Thompson in spelling Trombley, and he got loose on a 31-yard run. The kick was no good, 34-7 Thunderhawks. And then with 4:07 left in the third, it was Wilmot to Battaglia on a 38-yard pass, and then a 2-point reception followed, 34-15. Looked like the Lumberjacks were going to make some noise and get back into this thing, but Thiel would get loose again in the fourth quarter, 8:21 remaining, 32-yard scamper, kick no good, 40-15, and that would be your final score. I tell you what, the line played great tonight for the Thunderhawks. We witnessed it from up here. They were moving bodies down there, so just a really great game by the Thunderhawks in the trenches tonight.
It was a fantastic effort by Grand Rapids, and again, dominating effort as they defeat Cloquet, as Jim just mentioned, 40-15. As we look towards next week, outside of football, Grand Rapids will be playing soccer, and we will have that game for you. Once we get the official time for you, I believe it's actually a 7 o'clock game, if I remember right, here on 1320 AM 93.1 FM KOZY, as Grand Rapids will be playing in the section final for an opportunity to go to state in soccer, boys soccer. As they got a big win over Hermantown this week, 4-1 in the section semifinal. And then the next night, Wednesday night, I will be headed down to Pequot Lakes, and we will cover the last regular season game for Grand Rapids as they are on the road. And as big senior Joe Burke said, going to go down there and make some noise. Beat Pequot Lakes, come back and get a good see of the playoffs and get after it.
That would be awesome if they could do that. That would open some eyes for sure. So, you know, you might be moving from a 4 seed to a 3 seed. You never know, but it would, right now, that would certainly throw a wrench into the mix. And if they can do that, that would be sweet.
As the field has cleared out a little bit, as the folks are going home to celebrate, as Jim and I will get out of here and do the same. And, hey, we'll see what happens after Wednesday when we get those seedings out. We might be right back here again that following week for Grand Rapids football. And, you know, we'll be doing some volleyball about that time as well. I know Sheldon Willis winning the award tonight here at the field, and he'll be doing some volleyball, calling some games, and Jim and I will be doing some Thunderhawks football, and we'll be following them as far as they will go. But they get the win tonight, 40-15 over Cloquet. And we want to thank Grand Rapids State Bank for bringing us our post-game show on our YouTube stream, and for all of our other great sponsors that help bring radio broadcast to you all season long. Again, tune in next Wednesday right here on KOZY. Grand Rapids Thunderhawks against Pequot Lakes, as they will go in with a record of 4-3 after defeating Cloquet 40-15. For the Wim Dog Jim Wimmer, I'm Marcus Lynn. For Super Joe back in studio. That concludes our broadcast. So have a great Friday night, everyone. And you've been listening to Thunderhawks football on 1320 AM, 93.1 FM, KOZYRadio.com, and our Rapids Radio YouTube stream.